Crossover. Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover.
It just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
Crossover is powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair at everlevelconcrete.com. Mark it.
Wow, he's got breaking news.
Got right in.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They can't. Not.
Oh, is
Oh,
it
no,
embargoed?
it's break. Yeah.
It broke.
Denver's leaving the Summit League.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody's
When does
gonna,
Omaha make their announcement?
Ooh,
Crutch
where are
isn't
they
going to call
going?
you and yell at you?
Where are they going?
No, this
For saying this?
No, this has been kind of like known. Like they've been trying to get out.
Lots of things are known, but people still call and get real pissy about it.
Gary, Big Ten, where are they going?
West Coast Conference.
Really?
Yep.
So they'll be with Gonzaga?
We're talking
Yeah.
upgrade.
No, Gonzaga's going to the
They're
Pac-12.
they're going right. Pac-12.
Yeah.
Just for basketball,
It's
though,
so
right?
Denver, because of being out there, and the rest of the Dakota schools don't want to allow Northern Colorado in, which
Yeah.
would be a travel partner for Denver. They feel like they're more aligned with the West.
So they are, yeah.
Yeah. So they are.
Aren't
leaving
they?
after-
Isn't Gonzaga just going for basketball? They're not doing other sports over there, are they?
I don't know.
Hang on, look.
Oh, we'll check out on that. I wasn't sure.
So,
Well, hello.
hey,
Is it?
hello. See, look at Michael's here. What do I say every Monday morning when I come in here after severe reaction?
That I was going to make that comment too. Your chair is
you
really
like to
high.
sit high.
I do sit
Very
high.
high.
I sit high.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, it's comfortable.
It
It's
is.
comfortable.
It is kind of comical seeing because there's not a proper lever that allows you to like fix that chair. And
The
so
funny part is
Gary's got to go like full two-hand press, like full weight
our
down in the
great friend
chair.
from a long time ago who's since passed, Matt Verzal used to have his seat down here.
He did.
This is how Matt did his seat.
That was an
on the
incredible-
floor.
that-
He did it on the
Yeah.
floor.
You didn't see the visual though.
He
of
did it on
Severe
the floor.
just sink
He
to the
did it on
floor.
floor. And this comes up easy. What are you guys talking about? It's very simple.
Jim Rose likes to sit on the floor as well.
Does Jim? Well,
Yeah.
Jim's not tall.
That is correct.
I'm a standing guy. I would.
Yeah, I
prefer-
stand when I do. We do.
now the seat is even higher.
We do the pre.
You look-
We do the
you
pregame
look, you look
show.
like a baby on a booster
I like
seat
that.
right now.
I like that. Yeah. No, I always sit high.
'Cause
I've
how-
always sit high.
Because how tall are you? You're 5.
Well, I used to be 6 foot tall.
Yeah, now you're 5'11.
Now I'm 5'11" and change.
Because you were sitting very high up, and I'm like, damn. Like,
You know why I sit
Michael,
this high?
I go,
You
Michael,
know why I sit this
Michael
high.
looks
I
big.
kind of do.
You know why I sit this high.
I don't.
I had to sit this high. If you're sitting with someone who's sitting really high, you've got to sit high.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and I did a show with somebody who was sitting really high.
Would Damon
And
sit
so-
very high?
Yeah, he sit as
Oh,
high as he
okay.
could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And so I said, we had to get eye level. So I bring mine up high. But I'm it's comfortable. I put my foot on a little thing here. It's comfortable.
Right now it just says that Gonzaga is moving to the Pac-12 in all sports.
All sports. Okay,
Yeah.
well, cool. That's good stuff.
See, for me,
Name all the teams in the Pac-12 next year. Go.
there's no way.
All the ones that are in the Mountain West,
So what? Washington State, Oregon
along with Washington State and Oregon State, right?
Gonzaga, Boise State,
Dallas Baptist baseball.
God, I love Dallas
GBU.
Baptist baseball. It's good stuff. Do they still? Are they still Dallas Baptist? They haven't gone to
Put that on
Dallas
the
Christian, have
clipboard.
they?
No.
Okay, good. They should stay Dallas Baptist. And I like that. They shouldn't go Dallas Christian.
See, I just sit in the chair. Like I don't really I don't adjust anything. And
Well,
also, too, I got a
Your
terrible,
generation
I got
isn't
a-
exactly the best.
I
you know,
got
in terms of
yeah,
posture
here,
and
here
stuff.
well, I have a
I'm just
bad.
saying, I mean, I got 2 children that are close
All
to your
right,
age.
honest-
And their postures.
honest
I'm
question.
constantly working on their posture. I'm like, what are you doing?
I
Come on,
got
be taller.
for my generation, not compared to your generation, but for my generation.
My generation.
for
Our
mine.
generation is the greatest generation.
It is
What do you-
well, second greatest generation, right? Second greatest generation.
So
Second greatest.
for me, in
Yeah.
being in Gen Z, for a Gen Zer,
Is that what you are? You're a Zer.
I'm a Zer.
I like that.
For a Gen Zer, I have good manners.
Manner. I wouldn't talk about your manners. Your manners are fine. I was talking about your
No.
posture.
I have good.
I don't care about your manners. Your
All right,
manners
look
are
how you're
good.
sitting.
Well, I have a bad back, and so I need.
You're
From
24.
from play. I'm 23, and
You're
that,
23. You got a bad
I
back.
have a bad back. This is a known thing.
Go to a chiropractor.
I have. They told me
And they didn't fix it.
No.
They fixed mine.
Well,
And
they
I'm
stretched
56.
me out. They stretched me out, and then I went back to playing hockey, and then it got all messed up again.
Well, that's stupid. Let me ask you this question, because I don't listen to everything. I listen to a lot. I don't listen to everything. Did you guys ever play that game that has kind of just swept the nation this week?
6'7".
It was earlier in the week. No, that's not a game.
That's a lifestyle.
It is a lifestyle, and I live that lifestyle. No,
So
the game earlier in the week that everybody was playing. You guys didn't play it? I didn't hear it.
What game?
It's
are
the
you
game where
talking about?
It's simple.
You got to describe the game for
Here's
me to
the
know what
game. Here's
you're
the
talking
game. Here's
about.
the game. Which coach does Matt Rhule stiff at a bar and or restaurant? You guys didn't play that?
No, we didn't play this
Earlier in the
game.
week, it was
Oh.
everywhere.
What's stiffing at a bar?
Like basically, if he sees him, he goes the other way.
Oh, Bielema.
See, I thought Bielema, but is there? Gary knows this. Who's more fun at a bar than Bielema?
Oh,
There's
God,
nobody
yeah.
in the Big Ten.
Where he met his
But
wife.
I don't. But
I think he'd want to have fun with Bielema. I don't think he would stiff people.
But doesn't so that guy. But doesn't Matt Rhule give you off the vibes that if he doesn't like you, he doesn't care how fun you are?
No, I think he likes fun people.
So why does he hang out with PJ Fleck?
Because
then?
PJ Fleck can be fun.
Really?
Yes, he can be fun.
I don't think he can.
Well, listen, he can be fun.
Wait a minute. Do they don't share the same agent, do they?
No, they don't.
Okay. They just happen to be in an event where they were together.
Yeah, they had a conversation, and
I don't think that means like they're tied.
I'm going to the same place you're going, and it was a concert, and they end up going and hanging together.
You think he stiffs people he doesn't like? You think he stiffs Barry Odom?
I think everybody. I think everybody likes Barry Odom, don't they?
I don't. I've never heard a problem with Barry Odom.
I haven't either. You know who everybody doesn't like?
Fickle.
Is that the one?
Probably.
Okay.
What do you think? What were you going to say?
There's a bunch of guys out there that I think that people don't like.
I think Lincoln Riley's one of them.
I think that's.
You
think Lanning?
He's one of them. I don't know about Lanning.
See,
do you have to play Lanning?
See,
if you have to play Lanning, you're like cool with Lanning.
Here's the thing: is Lanning? Do you not like Lanning, or are you jealous of Lanning?
I think people don't like Lanning. I think people who get 60 put on them don't like Lanning.
Yeah. Now Signetti, obviously not. Probably stiffing that.
I don't think Signetti ever goes out.
Do you think Signetti
doesn't go out? He doesn't go out. He just lives football.
He has a 31-year-old recliner in his house that he does not get rid of.
Let me tell you who
goes home and sits in.
Let me tell you who'd be a great drink with. David Braun. David Braun would be an awesome guy to have. He's always got the dip in. That's a guy I wouldn't want to be with. I had the worst experience once. I reached my hand into a popcorn box with a buddy of mine at a movie theater. It was actually Malcolm X, and he had dip in there. And I still today
a movie with Malcolm X.
That's crazy.
Well, I went to the movie called Malcolm X.
Don't bury the lead here.
Yeah. Scott Patrick McDonald was dipping.
I thought you.
And the movie was Malcolm X.
You got one last name away from saying the person I thought you might be accidentally getting dip with.
Scott Patrick McDonald, my former roommate, who actually went to St. Albert's, which is kind of ironic or coincidental or whatever. But yeah, and I still today, if I smell a dip, I remember the feeling of reaching into the warm dip in a popcorn box.
My mom got the only time I've really gotten like cursed out, fully cursed out was when
she caught you dipping.
She caught me dipping. And she got very, very upset.
I'll tell you the person that no one would have a drink with.
Really?
I did that.
I got sick. I had to go to I was at the Iowa State baseball camp. And Nick Joes, who was at Iowa State at the time, who eventually ended up at Nebraska, when I was at Nebraska, had to take me to the infirmary at Iowa State because I was trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And I was like 7 years old.
I didn't know.
And the older kids like said, hey, they were dipping. And so they had said, try this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you're not supposed to swallow it.
Yeah, that's tough.
I turned like pure peaked white.
Green is the worst one. You've seen Sandlot?
I have.
Right? Big Red, the best.
Yeah.
We did this. Remember the Bandits?
Yes.
And we were out playing football during lunch, and I got hit and I swallowed a Bandit.
So first time
it was brutal.
First time I did because I got a bad stomach. I didn't throw up. I spat.
Do you have anything that's not bad on you?
What do you mean?
Your back is bad. Your stomach's bad. Everything good? Your hair is a mess. Your hair is atrocious.
No, don't take the hat off.
Don't, please, God. No one wants to see that.
My beard's good. I have a good beard.
It's kind of blotchy up in here.
I have a good personality. I'm funny.
Personality.
I'm the personality.
Personality goes a long way.
So
here's the guy that I think
I got good legs. I got big legs.
Like Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell
legs.
Like I
not like Earl Campbell.
I could
not like
Earl Campbell's
in my prime I could bench.
His when I was at the time I had a 31-inch waist, and they were 33. Yeah.
In my prime I could bench
1977.
In my prime I could bench almost 300 pounds.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like 295 was the highest guy.
But you couldn't bowl that high.
No, I'm a terrible bowler.
Yeah, terrible bowler.
I'm a bad golfer.
Mm-hmm.
I was good at hockey.
Here's the coach, Gary. See if you agree with me.
Okay.
Eli Drinkowitz. No one wants to drink with Eli Drinkowitz. Even though his name is Drinkowitz, no one wants to drink with him. Everybody walks in the bar, the restaurant, and they go, oh, there's Eli. Go the other way. That's what I think.
I agree.
I think that's the guy.
You don't think Brian Kelly would fall into that category?
I think a lot of people dislike Brian Kelly, but
you think he's a good drinker? I think James Franklin would probably.
I think Brian Kelly would buy the drinks and the food.
Yes,
I think he would buy.
That.
So people could like him.
That in because I think he likes to spend money.
Okay.
So I think he would definitely buy.
See, you know what? If you can have somebody who's going to finance the night, it really doesn't matter how you feel.
You can deal with it.
1,000,000%. Well, the best people ask me, what is your favorite drink? And I go free.
A free drink.
Free drink. That's my favorite type of
You're
drink.
definitely a college kid.
Is that an
still.
IPA?
Yeah, no. It doesn't cost anything.
I believe I'm mistaken. Which was that?
Hey,
Back
Gary,
to the Future
Gary,
2 or
Gary,
1? 2,
Gary,
right? Back to the
Gary,
Future 2.
Yeah.
Is it an
Pepsi free?
Is it an IPA? It can be. It can be. It can be anything.
Pepsi free?
You're
No,
gonna
you
have to
Pepsi.
pay for it.
You have to pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Free drink, and then my second favorite drink is the third one, and then the third favorite drink is a cold one.
It's a cold one. Okay.
I love it. The third drink is always the best drink.
Is that right?
Just because you get the taste. Like when you have the first beer, you're still kind of like, ooh, I gotta get the ratchety.
I just
you gotta
don't.
get a little
First, I've
ratchety
never
taste
liked
out of your
beer,
mouth.
so it's hard for me to relate. And then, I haven't had a drink since 2002, so
Yeah.
I don't. It's hard for me to relate to that. A good Coke Zero, though, I'm all for that.
Oh.
You buy me a good Coke Zero, I'm solid.
You
Or the Diet Gold Peak tea.
Ooh,
Love the Diet
Good.
Gold Peak tea.
Can I interest you in some?
I've had Milo's. Milo's is good.
Yes.
We used to
There's
get
no-
Milo's, but
Yeah?
they have this new one. You buy these bags, you put them in cold water. It takes
Yeah.
8 minutes. It makes the best tea. And my
And
son's
it's
hooked on it now.
Milo's?
It's not Milo's.
Oh.
It's a different brand.
Okay.
And they ship it to your house. They ship you 24 bags for like $12. It's a great deal.
that's incredible.
All right.
I'll tell you about it.
I like tea.
I love tea. We drink tea every day.
Who would
I
be
have tea in there.
who would be the guy that you would want to grab a drink with in college football coaches the most? Like you
From the
want
Big Ten or anywhere across
anywhere.
anywhere.
Am I wrong?
I would not want to drink with Lincoln Riley. Let me say that first of all.
Okay.
That was another guy on my list I would not want to drink with. I would bypass him.
Kiffin would be up there.
You know who I
Yeah.
do like a lot is Kenny Dillingham. I like Kenny Dillingham.
Ooh,
Listen to his story. His story's great.
yeah.
Things that he's been through, and I just dig him. I like Kenny Dillingham.
You know what? Because you guys might know more here. Kyle Whittingham gives off a like,
Great dude.
yeah,
Yes. He
Great
would have been
dude.
the head
Gives
football
off
coach.
Great dude.
Still be the head coach at Nebraska.
yeah.
Yeah, he
like-
would still be here. Exactly. He'd still be here.
Kyle Whittingham gives off the man. I'd love to
Yeah.
drink.
You
with
know who else is really fun is Bronco Mendenhall.
Okay.
So I had a chance when he was in Albuquerque.
Okay.
Rocky Long is defensive coordinator. He was the best.
Whittingham, I think, is a
Oh,
type.
those guys are all the same. They're all
You know how like everybody has that friend where it's like they are very locked in and they are very sharp, and but once you get them at a party, they kind of flip a switch and they're an animal. Dillingham gives me that vibe.
yeah. Well,
Like, he
Dillingham's a
would be-
fun dude.
he
Well, look
would
where he
be-
is.
I
He's
know.
in one of the
Yes.
most fun college towns in America,
I
And
almost
he's
went
from
there.
and he's from there, so he knows it.
I almost went.
We
there.
call it it's the Silicon Valley of boobs, is what we used to call it. Every woman
Hey,
there,
good
job
name.
done.
Seriously, you ever get a chance in
Yeah.
Tempe to walk through the
Just
campus?
yeah,
Yeah.
Just walk
We
the campus.
went-
There's a reason why they recruit so well outside of Arizona.
We were
Yeah.
supposed to go when we did our spring break in Chandler, Arizona. There was an idea to
Mhm.
go to the Tempe bars,
Mm.
and we did not.
Didn't do it. Did you
No
go to
avenue?
Winslow at any point?
We went to the.
stand on the
no,
corner?
No, we
Okay.
did this dumb crap where we went to these.
I know.
We went to these country bars in Scottsdale,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was just like, I was nursing a hangover, and it was too-
Already had a hangover?
Well,
No, the
because-
best treatment for a hangover is getting drunk again.
Well, here's the
That's
problem
right.
though. I learned that I can't have iced tea based alcoholic drinks. So like if I just drink iced tea, why are you smiling?
Or you
Look at
drinking like a
that.
Long Island iced
No,
tea?
I was drinking the spiked Arizona iced teas,
Oh.
and it gave me the worst hangover I've ever had. I felt like I was dehydrated the entire day. Like like it didn't matter how much water I wanted, and like I drank, like I just felt like I needed more water. I had a hangover the entire time, so I can't have iced tea based drinks.
You are
a mess?
by far the softest 23-year-old I've ever met in my life.
I'm not sorry.
By far
no,
the softest.
because I can drink
23-year-old
Wait,
I've
wait,
ever
wait,
met.
Stop it. I can drink
Just
beer.
I
can drink a lot of beer and be
Everything
fine.
is like
I can drink a lot.
you
of beer
sound
and
like
be
a
fine.
70-year-old person.
No,
when
I
you-
can. I
is
can
it
drink.
is it too warm for you here? Do you know the term? You want a
No,
sweater?
I don't complain about the weather. The one that complains about the weather is my co-host.
He likes it really hot.
I like it hot.
Which is
How am I
disturbing to me.
complaining about
You
the
like
weather?
it hot?
I like a hot.
I can't do hot.
Hey, I'm checking into a hotel room Sunday night.
Oh, turn it down.
The Canopy in downtown Sioux Falls.
I gotta.
I'm walking in there.
I gotta.
That's insane.
I gotta.
And you
pull,
keep your house at 1,000,000 degrees.
No, I don't really. I don't turn on the air because I have the blinds set perfectly and the ceiling fan where it's ideal.
You're set.
Yes.
I respect it.
See, I gotta pull that drop. There was a guy in Chicago where he did a read for a
Sponsor?
a heating company.
Yep.
And the line was, "You like it hot?" You know, that was the
Yeah,
line.
sure.
"You
Yeah,
like it
yeah,
hot."
yeah.
But he read it as, "You like it hot?" And it was so bad. It was terrible.
Well,
and
Chicago accent is horrible.
They took that drop and they would just play it all day on the radio.
Yeah.
When it was like, I got a hot take, and they would play, you like it hot? And that host got so mad about it.
Really?
And he made his like frustrations very clear that he didn't like that drop.
So you fire him.
No, they kept playing. They were like, they doubled down. They just kept playing the drop.
I've always admired men who could marry a woman from Chicago, because there's got to be something else in her that makes you like her, because it can't be the voice.
Are you really going to make fun of my mother?
The voice is brutal. Could you imagine like, ooh, baby, coming out of a Chicago woman's voice?
Ooh, baby.
You know, the whole ooh, baby stuff. When you're in the bed and you're doing sexy talk. Could you imagine coming from a woman that has a Chicago accent? How horrible would that be?
It doesn't sound that bad.
No, it does. Something else has got to be going on with that woman. She's got to be good at other things.
It doesn't sound
while
that
not
bad.
talking.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Gary.
I have not been with a woman from Chicago.
Yeah, have you been from a woman in Chicago?
I've been with a woman on 48 different states. No, all I'm saying is that I have talked to these women, and I got Maine. I got to work on Maine. Anyway, so are
you really counting the states?
Yeah,
I got Idaho.
I got
Delaware.
I got a hoe from Idaho.
Hey, Buster, guess what I got? I just got Connecticut.
Oh, that was a long time ago. That was when I was young. I was
I'm
like 15.
Sure. What, 87?
No, that was actually 84.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you have these marked in a calendar?
I have a
somewhere?
book.
Yeah.
I write stuff
ledger?
down. I put stuff down.
I got my own.
No, I've gone to Chicago before and listened to these women talk, and they have a horrible accent. It's not attractive.
It depends on what part of Chicago if they're from. If they're from the west
part
side,
that's in Illinois.
No, if they're from the west side, you're totally right. From the south side, you can double down. If they're from the north side, they sound normal. It does.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it does. It's regional. It is regional.
Well, it's regional, sure. The middle of the country.
People from Chicago.
Yeah.
Women on the south side and men on the south side talk very different than men on the north side and women on the north side.
Do they never travel to the other side to pick up the accent?
This is the whole north versus south.
My brother
accent.
Pennsylvania.
My mother.
That is true.
My mother grew up on the north side of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She doesn't have that bad of an accent.
That bad of an accent?
No, we all have it, but it's not that bad.
Okay.
My brother spent a lot of time with my mother. And so my brother doesn't have. No.
He was with his dad, remember?
I spent a lot of time with my dad. And this was because.
What about the divorce?
No, it wasn't a divorce. It was just where they were taking us. Okay. Mom just always had Chris. Dad always had me. I have a really bad accent because my dad is from the south side. So my dad had a bad accent.
I don't think your accent is as bad as the women I've heard speak with that accent.
He then went that on to me. Chris doesn't have a bad accent.
You know who does a really good Chicago woman's accent? It's Stacy. Stacy does a really good Chicago woman's accent. Can I be honest
with you? If you were to tell me I'm doing a Chicago woman's accent, I would be like, yeah, that's my friend Caroline.
I knew it right away. Would you sleep with her? Is the question.
Caroline?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Is it because of her accent?
No.
Okay.
Because no.
I'm just checking.
Do you have a Caroline?
Yeah, we've just referenced that. I wouldn't sleep with Caroline. She's got a boyfriend.
Okay, so speaking of accents, your reaction to
he was great. He was so good. He was incredible. Landry?
Yes.
Long line of Landrys have ruled the state of Louisiana.
Can I make fun of
but he was good, though.
You're going to make fun of his accent.
Landry sounded like, you know, that little-wee guys? The guys who go talk like little-wee. You ever heard that?
Mm-mm.
There are people that are like, I'm a disco moderator. I talk little.
I'm sorry.
Little-wee, you can't be here. You can't be.
I've not heard those. Sorry.
Okay. So that
sounds a little like Joey, though.
No. So Landry sounds like a confident little-wee guy.
Really?
Like if those Discord moderators were more confident,
right?
You know, we cannot let this athletic
you
director,
sound like a Cajun person.
This athletic director, he went ahead and he 120 something million to other people. We can't let it happen.
You sound like a Cajun person with a lisp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he sounded.
Well, that's what he sounds. He sounds like a Louisiana. He is just like the majority of Louisianan politicians I've known over the years. They're exactly the same. Everyone, whether woman or man, it doesn't matter. They're whether black or white, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. James Carville, great example. They're all the same. They say what they think, and usually what they say is something that's going to hurt your pocketbook.
It's funny. It's funny. There would be moments though where he sounded like a normal person, and then all of a sudden it would kind of just
kicks back in.
Yeah,
it's when you get fired up.
Yeah.
Occasionally, when I'm around the folks that I grew up with, it will come out in my voice.
I've never heard you.
You never been around me when I'm around people I'm from.
That's a good point.
Sometimes it happens that way. But Yeah, I thought he was great. And he handled. So sometimes it's hard to be interviewed by McAfee.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of all over the place
Yeah.
and he'll cut you off. And he handled that.
Yeah. McAfee let him go.
Yeah.
Like he asked him good questions and
He did.
He looked a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. Like he was having fun. McAfee was having fun. He was having fun.
When you did, because you've been sober for a very long time, but when you did drink, would your Louisiana
You know what I drank
accent,
mostly?
Yeah.
A lot.
It would come, but when it came out, would
It
come
depends
out
if I was around people from Louisiana. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because people tell me that when I'm really drunk, the Chicago accent.
I've heard that
becomes
about
terrible.
people. I've heard that
like
about
it becomes
people.
awful.
Yeah.
Like it's very.
The Louisiana
like I'm a
accent.
hot dag and a sausage, and what are you
Sausage.
What are you talking about? What are you
talking about?
I didn't drink too much.
You
What are you talking?
You obviously drank too much.
You're crazy, man.
You know, I quit drinking for a bunch of reasons, but one of them is drunk people. I hate being around drunk people.
I think I'm a good drunk.
It's really painful for me to be around drunk people.
See, but that's the famous last words of I think I'm a good drunk is you're more likely to be the bad drunk.
No, my problem was drinking alone. I wasn't drinking with other people wasn't the problem. My problem was drinking alone. My problem was drinking. I'm done. That's it. That's the end of the sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started drinking when I was like 12, you know?
Really?
Oh my God. My mom had this giant Seagram's bottle. Remember the bottles that had the little rocker on it?
Yeah.
Where you could rock it forward?
Yeah.
This thing was 6 gallons.
Whoa.
And we would rock, and I'd put orange juice, and I would make 7 and 7 with
Whoa,
orange
with
juice.
The Seagrams?
Yes, with the Seagrams.
My dad and you
with the
would get along
Seagrams.
great.
And what we'd do is we'd fill water. We put water back in the bottle. So it looked like it wasn't being consumed. Yeah, and I started having daiquiris when I was like 14, 15. Daiquiris was just natural.
That's my drink, 7 and 7.
I was a big daiquiri drinker. Never drank beer, though.
Then peppermint schnapps.
Oh, I never did schnapps. Never was a schnapps person. No.
Schnapps.
I always had a little bit of cash on me, so I wasn't buying schnapps. Wasn't doing that. I always had a job, so I was buying well.
See, peppermint or peach. But like peach schnapps has become like the ultimate mixer. Like you like every you heard of this jungle juice? Like they make the spike.
Have I heard of jungle juice?
That's kind of a weird question.
We invented that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was us.
The peach schnapps.
I'm waiting for his follow-up to that.
What?
They actually used to call me Jungle Mike because I made the jungle juice for the parties in college.
What was your best jungle juice recipe? Do you remember?
Everclear.
Nice.
And everything else.
Okay.
I made
a lot of Kool-Aid.
We had a party when I was in Lincoln. We had jungle juice in the bathtub.
Yeah, that's how we did it. Yeah.
Well, they started getting all fancy with the jungle juice where they put like popsicles in it. And
wow.
Everything. Yeah, it got too expensive.
For the ice. That's a good idea, actually.
Popsicles.
Because then it melts in and it flavors it. That's not a bad idea.
Popsicles went in there.
Yeah.
The like red, white, and blue popsicles. That was like very popular. Yeah, the bomb pops would go in. But
love the bomb pops.
It'd be, dude, everything had peach schnapps. Anytime there was a jungle juice,
I don't think I've ever
a whole thing of peach schnapps in there.
My wife to this day does not eat peaches because of an experience involved in her sorority with peach schnapps. To this day, she doesn't eat peaches or the flavor of peach. Anything peach flavored doesn't do.
I guess I won't bring over the peach cobbler.
Yeah, she won't eat the peach cobbler. She won't eat peach crisp. She won't eat peaches. Doesn't do that.
Does that hurt? Do you like peaches? Or
I'm a nectarine guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like nectarines better than peaches.
But you don't get peaches around here like at the stand. Like fresh peaches.
Well, the nice thing is like when I make my peach cobbler, it's canned peaches. You get one in the syrup and one in the juice.
Did you not know he's a cobbler guy?
He makes shoes.
Big cobbler.
Big shoe guy.
You got a problem with your Nikes. You know what?
Come to
little dress shoes. Just drop them off.
That's
drop them off outside the studio.
Awesome.
I'm not a cobbler.
You're a cobbler guy.
I make cobbler.
You got the pins bouncing at the end of your mouth.
I did not know that, but apparently he's really good.
I did not know that.
I made a bunch of men some cobbler.
Nice, awesome. Nothing wrong with cooking for men.
And the men look at me. And
I cook for everybody.
They go, "Hey, I love your peach cobbler."
That sounds awesome.
It'd be good for the military. Work in the mess hall.
Yeah,
make a lot of.
You know where the best peaches are locally from?
Where?
Colorado.
Oh, did not.
Colorado has the best peaches. Yeah, they have really good pizzas. Really good peaches. Shockingly, so it's like basically here your order: Georgia.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard that before.
North Louisiana, which is the peach capital. They call themselves Louisiana.
Sure.
South Carolina's got great peaches.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
And Colorado.
So it's funny.
Colorado have good peaches.
I have no idea, but if you ever go in the
mountains.
grocery store around late summer and look at the boxes, you'll see Colorado peaches.
You know, it's funny. I went to Colorado and everybody told me that the Coors Light tasted differently there.
Does it?
And I rolled my eyes. They're totally right.
Yep.
Totally right. It's the water. It's the mountainous water in the Coors Light. Like makes it's so much better.
That's
like,
awesome.
It's like cleaner.
Okay. That's kind of like why McDonald's Coke tastes better because they use the Culligan water.
Well, the thing is that people always talk about the McDonald's Coke, but we don't give the Sprite enough credit.
I think it's all the sodas they're saying. The water part of the soda.
The Sprite at McDonald's. I could drink that every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel racist when you drink Sprite?
Why would I feel racist?
I'll tell you about it later.
Because what? LeBron James was in a commercial for Sprite for
No, it's not just
childhood?
LeBron. There's a reason why LeBron was in the commercial.
No, I'm aware of that stereotype.
Yeah,
no,
I didn't know until John Niatawa told me.
I
never had a Sprite until about 3 years ago.
I had no clue that
Coke Zero guy.
Why would I feel racist though?
I'll tell you.
If anything, wouldn't it be the opposite?
No.
Why? Because it's clear and it's white?
No.
No,
not that I feel racist. It's never mind.
This morning on the radio, Meg was eating pieces of candy blindfolded and said the phrase, "When you bite into it, it squirts in your mouth."
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's what she said today.
Be a shame if anyone got their hands on that audio.
Cut that out, right? Cut that out. Yeah.
But what was she eating? I mean,
it was a. What do you think? What kind of candy was it?
Show of the year, by the way.
What kind of candy was it? What do you think?
Josh.
What?
What kind of candy do you think?
Congratulations.
Was it that little wax bottle that's got the juice in it?
No.
You ever eat those though?
I did when I was a kid. Yeah.
How old are you?
Do they still make those?
Yeah, those were odd. Those
they still make those?
I'm sure
I had no idea they still did that. So no, think of
so we'd have the wusses. We'd have the
bang.
Oh,
the gusher. Thank you.
But
which my wife says is not a candy.
It's not a candy.
It's not.
She says it's a fruit snack, and I'm like,
snack.
you're crazy if you don't believe 37 grams of sugar is a candy.
Well,
but
it's 37 grams of sugar.
Halloween tonight, you're going to go to a house and they're going to put gushers in your bag.
I would eat them.
No, I would eat them too.
Yeah,
but there's not Halloween.
Gushers.
It's not a
They'll be
candy.
gushers.
But I can eat gushers 365 days a year. I only have the fun size Reese's in that little golden wrapper. Reese's.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Reese's Pieces?
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. I'm Matt McMaster. Nice to meet you, Coach.
I brought you some candy. You want
Thank you. I'd love
Milky Way
some.
Mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh.
How about a Heath bar?
Wow.
Is this what you're giving away?
How about Harbor?
I love eating chocolate. That
hold
was
on.
here.
Is this what you're giving away tonight?
No, you actually. So I don't know if you know about this or not, but there was an issue with the candy manufacturers this year.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife is not really into that. So we banned the candy and we're giving away potato chips, Lay's types of potato chips.
You guys suck.
Hold on. But then yesterday she comes up to me and she goes, I gave in. And she bought a bunch of bags of candy. So yes, those are some of those that we're giving away tonight.
So I love eating.
Although I might not be there because I really want to go to a couple different games tonight.
I love eating candy that comes from middle-aged men's pockets.
You do?
Yeah.
It's like a butterscotch, right?
It's
Not
like,
even no wrapper, anything.
Yeah, it's been
a loose Werther's original.
Yeah.
How about a Milky Way Mini?
That's what happened to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Gary showed up to Kansas
Milky
City and
Way.
started pulling caramels out of his pocket and telling people to have them.
Have you been? No,
Well, they were not normal caramel.
You've been before. You've been to Palmer's.
It's warm.
Right. So have you been to Sioux City before?
Oh my God! When you bite it, it squirts into your mouth.
Nice job. So they have the best fresh made caramels.
They do.
Or caramels, like where I'm from, at that Palmer place in Sioux City.
It's so sticky. It's like taffy.
It's like taffy.
You never had a Milky Way?
No, not. I mean, I have Milky Way.
I just put them in there. It's like they've been there for a week. I just put them in there in front of the house.
And had a different color. It was like a little bit whiter.
Oh no, that was the chocolate one. That was the dark one. You had the dark one, didn't you?
No, I had the light one.
Thought I grabbed the dark one. I'm on into the
It
dark
had a
ones.
tan of white.
Yeah.
It looked a little tan.
Do you think they should keep the end zones black?
No, but it's cool.
No.
But I love it.
Okay, there's a reason why you keep it.
Why?
Okay.
So there's a different outline on the red
No,
outline on the
because
outside.
once you go black, you don't go back.
Yeah, there it is.
I knew that was coming.
Sorry. I mean, come on.
I believe they will go back.
Hey, that was the low hanging Milky Way.
You know
It was
what,
the
right?
low hanging Milky Way. Yes.
I know. I
don't
did
like
there,
it?
but I also went back, so I would be the wrong person.
I was.
Yes,
Carl,
that is true. Yes.
I was.
But you know, when it's that bad, if it's like really bad, then you have to like go back, right? I mean, if it's really bad,
Michael,
gotta
like
try.
they take money from you.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't going to happen again.
Okay.
It's never happened the first time for me.
Really?
No, actually, that's a lie.
Okay.
It was actually.
Why would you lie to us?
It's actually the first time.
Why would you lie? The first time ever? Wow. Look at you getting out there.
Whoa.
I know.
Yeah. So
Chicago.
anyway,
No, it was in Nebraska.
what was the name of the
Athlete?
young
Rosie.
woman? Rosie.
Rose?
That sounds like a nice made-up name.
This is Rosie right here.
Rosie.
Rosie's here.
Rosie.
5 sisters on Thumb Street. 4 sisters on Thumb Street. That is
Rosie.
that's Rosie.
What we would do is we weren't in a fraternity, but we knew when the fraternities let out the sororities from the Froshes.
Okay.
And they would go to the bars, and so we would just happen to be like walking around town.
Okay.
And so then she just popped
Her
out.
name was Rosie.
And I was like, she's pretty. Just start talking.
Gary,
to
her name? Their name?
Was not Rosie. I'm going to say it was Jacqueline.
You're going to just say Jacqueline, or was it Jacqueline?
Or was
Shaniqua.
it Jacqueline?
Shaniqua.
We're asking about yours.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was your
that's
first?
yours,
No,
yeah.
my first name is actually Rosie.
I believe it's Rosie.
I'll show you.
Corrine.
Yeah.
Really?
Is that somebody from Iowa?
No.
Oh, Koreans. It sounds like kind of a Midwestern name. I've never known anyone with that name.
I guess I didn't at the time didn't think about that.
Corrine. Interesting. Josh? The woman you married. I know your mom, your wife.
That's right.
Yep, that's what you should say.
she's a flight attendant now.
My wife.
Rosie
flight
is.
attendant?
Rosie is.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosie.
Yeah. So my first one was with a girl named Samaj because her
Wow.
parents wanted a boy and they named her James backwards because they were going to name her James.
Oh.
And then they found out it was a girl
I
and they
didn't know
named her
that.
Samaj.
I didn't
which
know
was
that.
James backwards.
I did not know that Samaj was
Okay.
James backwards.
James backwards.
It's
yes, sir.
like I met kids growing up because I'm Latin. They were named Usnavi.
Usnavi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
U.S. Navy?
that U.S. Navy.
Yeah,
They were like
nice.
their
That's
parents.
funny.
Their parents were coming through a boat,
port,
and
yeah,
they saw
yeah.
the U.S. Navy.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh,
That's like people named Famali.
what's that?
Famali?
Familia?
Famali. Female, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Female. Yes.
can't-
There are people that name their because when you get a bracelet, when the
Sure.
baby's born, it says male or female
yes.
on the
Oh.
bracelet. And
It's
sometimes the
Famali.
parents think that's the name they gave.
I'll tell you right now, if it didn't mean really negative things, felony would be a great name. You know?
Why?
It'd be felony.
Trust me,
felony.
Matt McMaster, I did court reports and crime reports for about a decade. And every time the kid's name was Diablo, I was like, he had no chance.
He had no option.
He had no chance. He had to go crime. He had no option. His name was Diablo. What do you want him to be? Or Mr. That became really popular. They
Mr.?
named
Why?
kids Mr.
Whoa.
Mr.
Mr. like the song or band. So Mr. like Williamson or Mr. Jackson. And they were always like, they had no chance.
Had no chance.
They had no chance. Yes.
All right. Have a good weekend. We'll see you in Lincoln tomorrow.
I will see you. You'll be behind me.
Yes, I will.
All right,
I'll
cool.
probably stop by and say hello.
Oh, you guys are allowed to go to
Oh,
Lincoln.
you're allowed to go.
Interesting.
Well,
Not some people aren't.
So far, I'm still allowed to go.
as at about 8:00 last night, 1620 was not going to be
Okay.
allowed.
Well, wait till the hype speech.
Wow. I do not. I have a Big Red wrap up one. That's what I have mine for.
Yeah,
bang that yet.
I do all the post game shows, so I never go anywhere.
go
so I
anywhere,
don't
yeah.
really have to worry about.
You ain't got to
all that
worry
stuff.
about all that
That's
stuff.
right.
No,
Yeah.
I get paid though. I get paid.
I know a lot
Well-
of people over my lifetime in this business that have been banned from games and or press boxes. So it happens. Happens to a lot of people. Never happened to me,
Never
Yeah.
happened to me.
sadly.
Never happened to
No.
me.
No, I mean, do you put it on your resume?
Got to right.
If Bo ever called and yelled at me, I would have put it on my resume. Hell yeah. I never got that. I never got the call.
Are you mad about that?
Yes, I'm still mad about it. I said lots of controversial things.
There's plenty.
I never got a phone
hey,
call.
Hey, there's plenty of time for you to do something.
Think
to get
Bo's
that
still going to call me?
No, not
No.
well. I mean, we
Oh,
could.
damn it.
Is he on Cameo?
Michael, this is what you said back in 2012.
We
Remember
should-
that?
Would that be your greatest birthday gift if I got a cameo of
From
Bo
Bo yelling at me?
Pelini
Hell
yelling at
yes.
you?
The
All right.
closest I ever had to someone yelling at me was when I said that Chad Severs shouldn't be starting and Ira Cooper should. And I happened to be in a sports bar where his uncle was there.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the closest I've ever been to.
Trey, who's that? God, he was on the Minnesota
But his son's going to be good. by the way.
Minnesota Timberwolves point
Is he really?
guard.
Good.
Plays
Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
I was sitting next to his girlfriend at a Bulls game, and I didn't know I was sitting next to his girlfriend.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, I was like, Tyus Jones, that's like an interesting jersey to have. And she's like, why is it interesting? I'm like, he's not good. I go, what do you mean?
Wouldn't you think that'd be somebody in his family?
Good.
I go, no, I was 12 at the time.
Oh, 12, okay.
I was like, he's not good. And she's like, what? And I'm like, well, typically you get like, jerseys of players who are starting. He's not starting and probably won't start. Like, it's an interesting jersey.
You're 12, all right.
Yeah.
I
and
feel
she
this
was-
now,
and
yeah.
She
I feel
yelled
this.
at me.
I bet she did.
I've never gotten a college phone call. I got it when I was in professional baseball. I got a call from the manager. But I got a face-to-face with a former athletic director at Nebraska to get hollered at.
Oh, really?
Whoa.
He did not holler at me, but he gave me a really dirty look.
Huh.
The particular AD
Yes.
I'm talking about
Yes.
gave me a dirty look.
I
Gary?
was summoned to his office.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
a summons.
I believe you and Bishop both got
Yeah.
in trouble. But yeah,
We both
okay.
got fired.
Yeah.
Not at the same time.
Not the same time.
No, he brought me in
Yeah.
and he goes, because I did not like the uniforms.
Yeah,
in 2002.
Was it the pants?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said, it is not your place to comment on our uniforms. He goes, the players love these uniforms. They were begging for these uniforms.
Okay.
And I wanted to respond because I was still kind of immature, but I thought maybe not the point to say, no, they don't. Have you asked them?
Yeah.
And he went off on how important it is, how I might have ruined the relationship with Adidas.
Oh.
Because you call jerseys ugly?
The 2002 jerseys were an abomination.
Yeah. Yes, they were horrible.
Yes. They were awful.
Horrible.
The team that was
That's
in
the
them
year I
wasn't very
moved
good.
here. Yeah, the year I
And
moved here.
what they were wearing, so I
were
said
horrible.
it, and he goes, "You have to understand." He goes, people like these uniforms. They tell me every day.
They do
And
not.
again, I sat there and took it.
No
I
one
didn't
liked
go, no, they don't.
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from you, hosting with you and the Nebraska lore, but that is probably the one that you've been most passionate about is how bad the 02 jerseys look.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
they
was
were
the
all on-
giant red stripe on the
Yes.
side, right?
I would say if I were-
brutally
if I
bad.
were-
also
And
was
I
a
don't care about
bad- it was a
uniforms.
bad year.
If
I don't care. It was bad. Yeah,
If I
7 and
were
7,
ranking,
baby.
if I were ranking the niche problems Gary Sharp has had with Nebraska athletics, the 02 uniforms would
At the
be
top?
first, and then Herbie Husker's current
He does
iteration
not like Herbie
would be
Husker at all.
second.
He's.
Who doesn't? The thing that
I
looks
don't.
awful. Okay.
I'm a little red guy, so I don't care.
Thank you.
I'm a little red guy.
You two are the only.
I'm a
people
little
I've
red.
ever
Little
heard
Red's the
that say,
best.
I'm a
The first time I
red
saw
guy.
Little Red do the deflate
Poll
thing and then
question.
reflate thing, I was
Poll
like,
question.
he's my guy.
Are you a little red guy?
No, because it's
I
going to
am a
be
little red guy.
one-sided.
No, it won't be one-sided.
Yeah,
My
well-
generation is not like.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course you can. You
Okay,
always can.
here's the question. Can you tell me the year Little Red was introduced?
It was 90. I don't know.
They won a
I couldn't.
national championship.
94.
Okay, that's why.
And then they proceeded to win 3 and 4 years.
I thought it
What
was
has
in the
Herbie Husker ever done?
But it's not.
What
it
has he done?
it
The
has-
mascots won championships.
Herbie
What's the other one done?
Herbie Husker has done nothing.
Herbie's
of
been
moving
fat,
out of the Big
skinny.
12.
He's got a corn cob in his butt. He's got all kind of stuff going on.
He doesn't have a corn cob in his
He
butt.
used
He's
to.
got it in
They
his
got rid of
pocket.
it.
He used to.
Someone, you got jumped in the parking lot.
Yeah, they took
Kinda
it.
stole
They stole it.
He had one in his
What
back
did you think
pocket.
about
Dave Weber stole it.
Little Red showed up and volleyball national championship.
Thank you.
2 football
Thank you.
championships
Hey,
in
what,
his first
thank
2
you.
what
years.
did you think about Lil Red dressing in stolen valor last week? Or Herbie Huskers dressing in stolen valor last
You don't
week?
have to actually be in the military if you don't talk about it.
Okay.
If you talk about it, that's stolen valor. Wearing something is not
He
stolen
looked like
valor.
he came out of
Sergeant
a
Slaughter is not stolen valor.
Let me tell you
It's
something.
just talking about it.
Michael.
He worked his way up to sergeant.
Michael, it looked like
You mean
he
he's
got
not
out
a
of the
real
bunk-
sergeant?
Michael, it looked like he got out of a bunker in Beirut with what he was wearing last week.
Yeah,
All right? He
I've
was
never
in a
been to
full
Beirut.
getup.
I'm guessing you're right. Yeah. Gary, thank you very much. Matt McMaster, thank you very much. Do you sign off or do I sign off from this?
No, you have to read that.
Oh, okay.
not
The
new
crossover powered by Everlevel Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com. I
Happy
had never
New
read that
Year.
before. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for your Halloween this Friday. Keeping it cool with the high today in Omaha, 51 degrees, and breezy with northwesterly gusts possible up to 25 miles an hour. For trick-or-treaters tonight, expect temperatures into the 40s, winds becoming light under partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. I'm meteorologist Caitlin Harvey with KETV Newswatch 7.
Save big on homegrown plants and trees at Leno.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome to the Connor Happer Show. I am Michael Severe, sitting in for young Connor Happer with the producer, known to me as Josh, the Jamaican Hodson.
Yep. When you think of Jamaica, you think of Josh Hodson.
No one has more jobs than Jamaicans. No one has more jobs at 1620 The Zone as Josh Hodson. Josh, the Jamaican Hodson. You agree, right? I mean, you have multiple gigs. You have the longest name tag in the history of name tag.
Yeah,
I didn't have a name tag.
I didn't know where we were going with that, but it does track. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Mad TV?
A little bit.
Okay. Did you ever watch Living Color?
A little bit.
So both of those shows had jokes about Jamaicans having a lot of jobs. The one on Living Color, they literally would be like the stewardess flying the plane, the grounds person, like all the things at one time. And they'd be like, hey, man, you got so many jobs. Like, I'm Jamaican, man. What do you want? That kind of thing. Yeah. Today's lineup is powered by the Rooferees at John Higgins Weather Guard. We'll talk recruiting and more with Bryan Munson. We'll talk just awesome stuff with Brian Christopherson. And, of course, Steven M Sipple. Is he always on Friday?
We call him every Friday.
And he's not always on, though.
Sometimes he does not answer. Yes, that is correct.
I usually listen to most of Sip's interviews with different people, and I don't remember a whole lot with you guys. I've been missing it. Maybe it's Friday. It's Football Friday, and you're like all over the place on Fridays, and maybe that's the reason.
And then, after a certain point in the day, it's old news, right? Once the game starts,
yes,
you don't need to go back and listen to what Sipple thought before the game.
That is very true. Although I will go back sometimes and listen to predictions just so I could laugh at people. Is that wrong? I will do that. I will go back and listen to a prediction show after to see how they did.
It's a lot of pressure.
I will do that sometimes. I kind of enjoy that. That's fun for me, but it's the way I am. Also on the show today, I believe, because I hear this all the time. This is when I'm getting in the car usually to go grab something to eat or get a drink or something. This is when we do odd news. That's going to happen today, right? We do odd news every day.
Yes, that is correct.
And will we do some predictions ourselves?
We will do some predictions.
Okay.
We got Connor gave us some games to pick.
Connor picked the games.
Yes, Connor.
So
he
probably picked hard games because he's not here.
Almost assuredly,
they're all hard games. Picking is ridiculous.
Definitely.
So yeah, I enjoy doing it, but it's not great. So yeah. Also, you can call the show 402-951-1620. I know it's no longer a call-in type of show, but if you want to talk about USC, Nebraska, I have all the information you'd ever would want. I have all the reasons why I believe Nebraska is going to win the game. I have all of that, but you can always call 402-951-1620. That has a sponsor, doesn't it? It is the plow. That's really good.
It is. Hold on, it's a little difficult.
Let me go. Okay, that's Prairie Flower Casino. I've never said that before. Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline.
You nailed it.
That is that over in Carter Lake? Is that in Carter Lake?
Yes.
You say that like you're not quite sure. Is it in Carter Lake?
Left ask Matt McMaster.
Okay, yeah, he likes that place. I have heard they have a really good buffet or food over there. That's what I heard.
Yes, Matt has told me that several times.
I heard the food was good. We appreciate them for sponsoring the Zone Hotline.
We do.
Yes, and I believe we also have is the Twitter things, are they sponsored as well?
J-Tech Construction.
Oh, I like that. J-Tech Construction. That's pretty sweet too. What about emails?
Equitable Bank Zone inbox. They take banking personally.
That one I know because they answer the phone in the first ring.
They always do.
Which I believe is some sort of wizardry. How could you really always answer the phone in the first ring? Like you're never in the bathroom?
Right. Me and two of my friends could call at the same time.
Yeah.
Just to try and get you.
Right. Now, do they just have one phone line?
Impossible.
Do they have multiple phone lines? It's a bank credit union?
Yeah. Would you go fewer phone lines just to make sure? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you cheat it, right?
Uh-huh.
Or it's wizardry.
Yeah. I'll bet Doug's got some wizards.
Doug is definitely a wizard kind of guy. Omaha South people, you know how they can be with the wizards. I mentioned earlier, I believe that Nebraska has a very good chance on Saturday night, 6:30. I believe kickoff was like 6:42 or something like that.
Whoa.
A very good chance because of a couple things, right? One, I really do believe that the energy in the stadium and the noise in the stadium is really going to affect USC There is nothing more, as a guy who grew up going to the Superdome, which is one of the loudest indoor stadiums, loudest domes in football. The advantage, and it was for the Saints for so many years, is that their pass rush, especially their defensive ends, got the biggest jump you could imagine on the offensive lines because of the noise. And there's going to be a lot of noise. I think it's going to be a cranked up crowd. They'll probably get there early, drink,
have a couple pops,
put their black on.
Sure.
Get ready to go. Is it true that if you get there and you don't have on black, they're going to give you a black bag to put on?
So
is that real or fake?
My dad sent me that last night.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, Dad, no, you can't be believing these things that you read on Facebook."
Okay.
And my mom sent it to me immediately after that and said, "Is this real?" As if they were not in the same house talking to each other about the same thing.
Right. It's not real.
And now you've brought it up.
Have you seen the video? There's a video of it.
I have not.
There's a video of people sitting. They must have shot this last week. There's a video, and I believe it's in the South Stadium. And they walk up to someone who doesn't have on black, and they literally give them a black plastic garbage bag to put on. Now, that's the video. I watched that. It was on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, something. So I wonder if it's true.
This cannot.
It can't be true. You can't force somebody to put on a garbage bag.
Right.
Even though it's going to be chilly.
I think in 2025, you should not be making people wear garbage
Grant
bags.
Hansen says it's AI.
Okay. Thank you, Grant.
Okay, thank you, Grant. It's AI. That video is all AI. Okay,
wear whatever you want. Please wear black.
Yes, exactly. We ask you to wear black. We'd like to see you wear black. Be a part of the community.
Yeah.
There's nothing we missed more during COVID than community, whether it was church, a sporting event, a bar, getting together with friends for a potluck. We miss community. Be a part of the community. I'm not talking about the TV show. I'm talking about the community of Nebraska fans filling up Memorial Stadium. Wear black. I mean, maybe you don't even like it. Trust me, I have done so many things in my life that I didn't like. So many things. Yet, I did them to be part of the community.
The university you love is calling upon you to do something.
Sometimes you have to go along to get along. Right? Go along to get along. So why not? Wear black. Now, I do know this because it's going to be chilly. And currently, when I looked earlier at 7 o'clock, they're saying about 42 degrees. I know not everybody has a black jacket or coat. So that could be an issue.
Yeah.
I personally do have a black, like, puffy coat thing, right, that I could wear.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody has one of those. So if you don't have a black coat, wear the darkest coat you have. That would be the closest, right?
I would think so, yeah.
I know you want to wear your old 1984 starters jacket.
Oh, yeah.
The one with the white at the top and the red at the bottom with the hoodie on it. I know you want to wear that. But for this 1 week, don't wear that one. Find a dark colored one. Hey, the economy needs your help. Go buy one. Last week, my mom, who's 89, went to her first Nebraska football game. My mom didn't own a red jacket. So I went over to Marshall's and I found her a nice red jacket. It wasn't a Nebraska one, just red. Got her a nice Nebraska sweatshirt and she went booted up, right? You can do it. The sweatshirt cost $19. The jacket cost $31. Wasn't a big investment, but she had her red on.
Mm-hmm.
We could do the same thing with the black. You can do it.
Charles in the YouTube chat says, always bet on black.
Always bet on black. That is what Wesley Snipes said.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in that movie, he got his butt whipped.
I believe so. Yes.
He did. Then he also got in trouble with the IRS. So other reasons besides the fact that I believe, how loud it's going to be, it's going to give Nebraska a good chance to get off the ball, to be able to get pressure on Jordan Maeva. All of those, that's one reason. The other one is, and I understand what people say. It's not a huge sample size, so you can't just use home and road splits. But the problem is that it's not a huge sample size, but the samples are huge. They're huge. So, at home, the University of Southern California averages 52 points a game in 4 games. On the road, in 3 games, they average 28. That is a big gap. We're not talking about 5, 6, 7 points. We're talking about multiple touchdown difference. At home, they allow just 19 points a game. On the road, it's 28.3. Again, That's a big enough gap to where you can say that means something. The one I thought was really interesting, because one of the concerns that Nebraska fans have is, will USC be able to run the ball on them like most schools have been able to run the ball on Nebraska? And I understand. Now, USC's down to their third and fourth running backs. Waymont Jordan, really good running back. Other injuries, they're down to their third and fourth running back. When they are at home, they're rushing for 263 yards a game. That's 7.5 yards an attempt. On the road, 124. With 75 last week against Notre Dame. That's 3.61. 3.61 yards an attempt on the road. I would say that's a big enough gap to say it's a valuable stat. Here's another one that really kind of blew my mind. Because Jordan Maeva has come a long way since UNLV. When he was at UNLV, there's no way I thought that guy was an NFL quarterback. Last year, watching him, in the games he started for USC, I thought, he's got something. I don't think he's a first-round pick. He'll get drafted. Now, legitimately, the guy's a first-round pick. He's averaging 77% completion rate at home. 77. 12 touchdowns, 1 pick. On the road, 61%. Again, I believe that is statistically valuable. And here's the one that kind of made me laugh. 11.4 yards attempt. By the way, this is the only person in the entire Big Ten, and you could say country if you put in qualifying stats, if they have a certain amount of completions or attempts, right? Averaging over 10 yards an attempt. At home, he's 11.4. On the road, he's 8.6. When you're talking about average, 1 yard is a big sample. 2 yards is a huge sample. Over 3 yards or 2.9 yards, it's a huge sample. So and by the way, he's got 3 picks on the road. He's got 4 touchdowns and 3 picks on the road. I think all of these are something that you really can legitimately say to yourself is big enough and important enough to put at least another check mark in the column of Nebraska football. I know Nebraska hasn't been great against the run. USC's down to their third and fourth back and haven't run the ball well on the road. I know they've had the number 2 passing defense in the country, although in the last 3 weeks, I believe they've given up 10, 20-plus yard receptions. They hadn't done any before that, but you're going to be able to get more pressure on him because of the noise in the stadium. And then on top of all of that, there is no team in the country, other than maybe Iowa, that is playing better special teams than Nebraska. Even when you factor in the missed field goal, even when you factor that in, Nebraska still, whether it's efficiency rankings, points off of special teams, it doesn't matter. They are at the top of the country. I'm going to take that as another thing that I would say is a reason why Nebraska has a chance to win the game. We'll get into more. I have more. I got lots of stats for it. But just saying, I know a lot of people are picking, USC to win by 2 touchdowns and all those things. And we haven't gotten to the weather yet and what that means for USC when they're playing in temperatures below 60 degrees. But all of those things are reasons why Nebraska has a legitimate shot to win this game on Saturday night, despite Matt Rhule being 0-7 against the top 25 AP team, 0-18 in his last 18 as a coach, and all of the Nebraska being 0-28. All of those things, I get it. But you know what that means, Josh?
They're due.
Thank you. What's on the grass in the morning?
Due.
They are due. Exactly. I don't know the schedule. So I take a break, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we take breaks.
I'm right now. I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Right, take a break now because will we immediately come back and do the interview we have at the top of the hour?
Bryan Munson?
Yes, we will do that.
Yes.
So you guys only do 3 breaks an hour? I do 4 on Sunday.
We're supposed to do 3 segments an hour. The crossover runs a little long, so sometimes we combine so we can get to our guests at the predetermined time.
I like that. You remind me of a fine producer that I knew a long time ago.
One of my many Jamaican jobs.
One of your many Jamaican jobs. Also want to remind you that tomorrow, John and I will be down at Blur Events at the Blur Parties tailgate, which is right under the 10th Street Bridge. We will start the pregame show at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock pregame show, always 2.5 hours before kickoff. We'll be down there. We're going to have a good time. Obviously, I know we've given away some passes for it, so there'll be a lot of people down there. It's always a good time, great food, and the alumni band comes by, and they do the smoke, and they show all the games on all the TVs. It is a true blast. We have a great time down there. Come on down. See us. Come down and hang out and have some fun at the Blur Party tailgate under the 10th Street Bridge before the game against USC. The biggest game that Nebraska has played in the month of November since 2013. 2013. Think about that. We'll take a break. This is the Connor Happer Show. I am Michael Severe sitting in for him. Coming up, we will talk some recruiting and more with B Munson here on 1620 Zone.
Upon further review, the host point is good.
The Connor Happer Show returns in minutes on 1620 The Zone.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Husker Preview Friday is powered by McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal. Looking for trusted experts to protect and enhance your home or business? We are McKinnis, Nebraska and Iowa's go-to choice since 1981. For commercial or residential projects, trust McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal. Visit McKinnisInc.com today.
Bryan Munson.
Hey, long call. Comfy left Zoom Buster.
63 Bang Z Maui. Alert, Paradise Z Burger Y Wrap on one.
Husker Online on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back to the Connor Happer Show. Michael Severe sitting in. The funny part about that call, it's just a screenplay. I mean, that's all it is. It's a fake screen on one side, throw to the other one. I mean, all that verbiage for a screenplay. It's crazy. Let's chat with my friend, B Munson, who I haven't talked to in decades, well, years, maybe months. Husker Online, of course. Bryan Munson, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Huge visit week, man. Huge visit week. Kind of talk to me about who you're most excited to be in town.
Well, I think it's a very good sign that, one of the latest additions to the weekend was announced last night. And it wasn't announced on my article, on Monday morning. Mm-hmm. It wasn't announced throughout the week, just kind of one of those deals. But Amir Brown has decided he is coming back. And I think that this is a terrific sign for the Huskers. I mean, obviously the North Carolina decommitment, recent decommitment has taken just like one trip since he's basically, decommitted, and now he is returning again for the second time in 2 weeks. And this is significant because, he walked into the game, I think, with like 7 minutes left in the second quarter, last week. And I think that that's totally fine. And they kept him busy, and he met Trey Taylor, and they had all the things going on with him and all that good stuff. But I think this week is different. I think that this is that crazy environment that, that we have talked about before. It's kind of a reminiscent of like Colorado a year ago. It's reminiscent maybe of Michigan earlier this season. I think people are anticipating a real crazy environment. And I think that that's why Nebraska is bringing in so many recruits. I mean, painting the end zone black and the end at midfield black. And I mean, they're really all in on this whole concept of the blackout, which is fascinating. But I think that this is a tremendous sign for Nebraska when it comes to Amir Brown getting back. But I think, there's some other guys that need to be mentioned here. Ahmad Hudson.
Yeah.
Coming back third time. I mean, and LSU doesn't have a head coach. They don't have an AD right now.
Or a president.
That's kind of a wild situation going on there.
Yeah.
You get your other kind of top tight end in Cooper Terwilliger that's coming back into town. I think Nebraska has to feel good about where they sit there. Kind of looking at the other places and choices that he has to consider. There are a number of offensive linemen coming back. Jake Hildebrand is going to be there. Nate Carson's going to be there. Olu Babala. I'm sorry, I'm going to totally butcher that one.
Yeah.
But then you get a couple guys in from interior defensive linemen from Inglewood, California, as part of the 2027 group. I think that this is really setting up everything just famously to have kind of that spring and that winter that we're kind of hoping happens for Nebraska with junior days and spring game visits and how things are going to kind of set up in official visits. This is just another layer to that and kind of seeing the potential that's there in the 2027 group.
Bryan Munson joining us on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline here on the Connor Happer Show. So you mentioned a bunch of games that had a lot of energy, and you could throw Miami in there in 2014. Think about none of those games really were in November this late. You got to go way back to like 2013 Michigan State. With the extension, with the chance to beat a ranked team at night, if they win, do you anticipate a bunch of commits to come out of it? Like people just getting fired up and saying the coach is going to be here, they're on track. I can see a bunch of commitments.
I don't know if I necessarily see that out of this group. I'm maybe kind of starting to feel it about one guy, maybe two. But I think this is still kind of long-term relationship building, mainly because of this. When I broke down the list on Monday, I think it was 14, or I'm trying to remember what the exact number was, but it was nearly half of the guys that I had on that list were coming to Lincoln for the first time. And I think that when you're kind of still in that relationship building kind of situation, you're putting those guys into a different bucket. So then effectively I'm disqualifying them from any type of commitment at that point. And then I'm moving on to the guys that are return visitors. So I think when you kind of think about it that way, like you kind of turn and like it's not an Ahmad Hudson thing. He's a number one tight end. He's a two-sport athlete. He's waiting for things to settle at LSU. But maybe you come back and you land on an Amir Brown. who definitely feels like, is really feeling the Huskers at this point. You might come back and say, heck, maybe Nebraska gets both the running backs this weekend. Maybe a Kylon Haney decides that he needs to jump in, and he's the third of the in-state, offered guys for 2027. So I think maybe there's one or two, but it's going to depend a lot on, like you said, the outcome of that game and just kind of the general vibe. But I mean, getting Trey Taylor back that night on Saturday after not having him all day at the game and during the moments leading up to it because he's got a playoff game is going to be huge. I mean, they need him there to help kind of build the experience, I think, for those 2027 guys that'll be around that evening in Lincoln.
Right. Obviously, a big part of Matt Rhule committing to an extension and committing to staying involves, 1890 boosting those numbers, NIL numbers going up, all that stuff, how much you're going to spend. Can you give me what you think is a legitimate number for Nebraska to spend? We hear the 30s, the 40 million. What's a legitimate number you think for Nebraska to spend to be competitive in the portal market?
Yeah, and it's really interesting to think about like where all that money is going to kind of come from, because up to this point, it's really come out of one family's pockets.
Right.
So when you have heard Rhule and heard Dannon, I think up to the extension being announced yesterday, all the other talk going months and months back, I think it's been more of a plea to the average, ordinary, everyday fan, like to give what you can and kind of, in any type of recurring way possible into that 1890 kind of NIL fund. Because I think when you start talking about this, and I'm pretty sure that Rhule has got some sort of level of commitment from Dan and from the university, written down in or some sort of a fact figure that he can go back and point a finger to. I'm guessing it starts at 33. I'm thinking it's as high as 40. I'm thinking there's probably some numbers in the middle that, you start talking about like difference makers, guys that maybe like that Rhule can go back and try to find and press some buttons on and go find some separate funding for potentially that doesn't fall necessarily out of like an 1890 give. But I think it's north of 30, like what you're saying. I don't know if I think that's given where NIL has gone, and where rev shares kind of come in and said, this is what we're going to kind of do. These are massive, massive numbers. This is nothing like what I ever would have dreamt we were talking about, 5-6 years ago. This is crazy. These are crazy numbers, but I think we're talking 33, 35, upwards of 40 where Matt kind of wants to go with it.
This is not an easy question to answer because you don't know exact numbers, but if you were going to guess, how many guys would you think that Nebraska has missed out is a tough word to say, but maybe could have gotten if there was more money there to be spent, say last year or maybe even 2 years ago? But how many are they missing? How many have they missed out on, you think?
Well, I think there's absolutely one that you and I can kind of go back to and point to that's now sitting in South Beach.
Yep, Marty.
Yeah, so you start talking about Marty Brown, but then I think the inability, for Nebraska to kind of, maybe where they shied from trying to get too aggressive and push the envelope, when it comes to establishing a market for some guys. I don't know if we'll ever really truly know that answer, because like you look at nations out there at Oregon, because in Nebraska, I think was technically the highest bidder. And it really didn't matter because it still came down to where he was going and what that kind of meant and how a little bit more tailor-made they were to kind of make a run this year versus where Nebraska was at. But I think Nebraska could have compensated more in some other areas and made a harder charge to be a little bit more friendly, give out the money and get some guys in. But I think that they have been they've been very aware, I think, of what's been kind of happening. And they did go out and spend this last January, particularly like as we got later with all the defensive linemen. But I think I can point the finger, I think at least one guy right now, and I think probably at two, that if they would have decided to go ahead and put the best foot forward and say, money isn't an object and we can do this thing and we can go toe to toe with anybody else nationally, think it could have spelled a little bit better solution at tackle and definitely would have gotten you maybe a little bit more of a better answer at running back.
Bryan Munson joining us from Husker Online. Maybe they keep a guy like Grant Segrin. Maybe he stays. I don't know.
Absolutely.
What about a guy like Prince Wall? Do you think there was an amount of money to keep him, or was that him going to play where his brother played and playing in the South?
I think he had other legitimate things driving him out of the Big Ten. I think that's probably a true statement. I think Seagren is a very good case, and I forgot about him leaving. I mean, just because so many guys, like, people bring that up to me and say, like, well, yeah, but Nebraska needs to keep these guys. Man, there hasn't been a great deal of turnover.
Right.
You know, when you go back and look at Rhule's roster and what's happened over the last couple of years, there haven't been, too many Prince Wells or Seagrens that have kind of left, and you kind of then like shake your head and go, man, that guy could have really done something there this year, like could have done something. But I think Seagren is probably, when you go back and look at how this year has played out and how the tackle situation has kind of played out, he's missed a tremendous opportunity. He didn't have that film to kind of go out there and do the things maybe he thought he was capable of doing at the end of the spring. But he would have also, Nebraska have said, look, you figure into the picture here. You're as high as 3 on our depth chart, like overall offensive tackles, or you're as low as 5, but you're going to play. And we need some consistency there because, I mean, just, not picking on Teddy or Turner, but those were guys that were going into the season after last year.
Yeah.
You just didn't know what you were getting out of just the injury-shortened kind of seasons that they've had before.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, and again, this is all we'll know in the future, but has Matt Rhule done enough, in your opinion, to where you had to say, we got to give him an extension? Because I always think back to 2007 and what happened with Bill Callahan. They beat Nevada badly. They beat Wake Forest. They give him the extension. Obviously, they lose the USC, and then it kind of falls apart. Has he done enough, in your opinion, Matt Rhule, to where you say, yes, you had to give that to him?
I think in terms of extension and maybe wanting to pick it up for another season, like I'm kind of using the analogy of like, I want to see how this thing plays out a couple more times. I think, yes. I think the fact that there isn't really much more there from a compensation perspective, that you're staying there, basically your maxed out terms when you go back to year 8. You're giving him a couple more perks. You're giving him the jet time. You're giving him this decreased tiered buyout as it kind of goes every single year. You're giving him an opportunity to say, look, we're giving you a bonus for CFP. Well, that plays out well for Nebraska anyway.
Yep.
So I think what Rhule is doing has a trajectory to it. I think Nebraska fans want it to connect very quickly with on-the-field results, particularly when it comes to knocking off some top 25 opponents and not losing every single one of those that they get pitted against. And I think also, he's in the middle, I think, of really building something with this 2027 class. I think that I likened it to Bill Callahan with Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah.
I would have really liked to have seen that class.
Me too.
I like to see that class and see how it would have kind of done. I think this class is going to be better than that. It has the potential to be better than that, particularly how they're starting. I think that this is really that kind of group. And if Matt Rhule has it and gets it together for 2027, this could be a difference-making kind of class for him in his career at Nebraska.
Yeah, the classes I will always wonder about is that 2007 one, and then Riley's third year, because that class was developing into being a really good class before things fell apart and he got fired there. Those are two you always look back and say, man, what would that have been like,
This is the 2027 has that. That's when I was thinking about things and Matt Rhule potentially leaving or not giving enough reasons to stick around and goes and does something else or whatever. When this, Trey Taylor jumping out, Torrey Pittman doubting commitment from the in-state school, Jabari Watkins, whatever, if that would have come up again, I think Nebraska fans would have watched Trey go be successful somewhere and just gotten nauseous.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think he's going to be a fabulous quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bryan Munson joining us here. Last question from me in terms of your breakdown for the game. Do you buy into the home and road splits and the cold weather for USC giving Nebraska a better chance in this thing?
I do. I mean, I think the environment always gets tough, and I think Nebraska fans they're antsy. They're antsy. I'm antsy.
Yeah,
I'm antsy. I want to talk to recruits following a big win, and I want to hear about why, what it meant to be there that night and how monumental it was for Nebraska, for Matt Rhule, for this program, and taking another big step forward. I don't like making those phone calls after the end of the game.
I bet.
And you hear, oh yeah, somebody's got to lose. It's a horrible conversation. It's a horrible conversation. So I think there is some of that going on. It's an X factor. all of it is. But I do believe, I think it plays out that way sometimes in the NFL too. You can kind of point to it. But I think the weather, I think the environment, although I felt like it did play somewhat into the Michigan game, I think it'll be ready and on point tomorrow night. I think it's all going to come together. I am feeling better about tomorrow night than what I have all week, because I think you removed a big dark cloud over this program, over recruiting with this extension.
Do you have a score pick?
I'm still working on it, brother.
Okay. All right.
I think it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be in that 28, 23, 24 range. I am taking Nebraska. I do feel like it's their time. I think this is the game that they put it together. I think there's so many things that are just in play right now. It's going to be, you got to limit the explosive plays. Yeah. That's exactly what's in ball control tomorrow night. That's going to be the big two things for me.
Understood. Bryan, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy it tomorrow.
All right. Be good, guys. We'll see you.
All right. Bryan Munson, Husker Online, picking Nebraska. There's been these moments. Again, I've been here since 2002, on the radio, on and off since 2004. There's these little moments where you felt like Nebraska had the chance to win something, and it just was kind of snatched away. Obviously, the 2006 one is the most dramatic of snatching away, where it's an 11 o'clock start. You're playing a good Texas team. Nebraska's playing well. It's back and forth. And then all of a sudden, it just started snowing. And I was actually up on the 7th floor because Kugler was calling the game with Terry Bowden. And Terry forgot to bring a jacket and didn't have on socks. And he's coming from Florida. He's got on shoes, no socks. Then he gets this jacket that didn't quite fit him. And he's sitting up there and he's freezing to death. And he's calling the game for Westwood One. And, Nebraska's got the opportunity on 3rd down. And it's 3rd and 4. And Kevin asked Terry, what would he do? And he said, I think throwing it here is the best chance to get the 1st down, but it's also the best chance to give it away. Something bad could happen, because I probably almost would run the ball here. Because if you don't make it, then you punt it and you force Texas to go down the field. Obviously, throws the ball to Terrence Nunn. Terrence gets the 1st down, gets undercut, ball gets knocked out. Texas recovers it, kicks the field goal to win the game. So little things like that. There's been so many little games where Nebraska's right there on the verge. I mean, that Michigan game in 2000, I believe that's 1, where, Adrian fumbles. Whistle doesn't blow, Adrian fumbles. I remember standing on the sideline. Trev Alberts was standing right in front of me, and, Nebraska had done a great job of limiting Michigan in the red zone. They made him kick, 3-4 field goals, and they limited them. And they've got the ball, and they're driving. And you're like, man, they're going to win this. And the fumble happens. And, Michigan kicks the field goal. And it's just like, there's so many of those. And sometimes they happen on the road. 2016 at Wisconsin, Nebraska outplayed Wisconsin that day. Nebraska had every opportunity to win that game. They've got the ball. All they have to do is get 1 1st down. And they're kicking a field goal to win the game. And on Monday or Sunday, they're probably the 7th-ranked team in the country. And, of course, they don't get a 1st down. They try to throw 2 deep balls for whatever reason. And it goes overtime. And we know Nebraska's record in overtime. So, again, so many of them that just pop in your head. You think they were close. The game against Ohio State a couple of years ago, or actually last year after playing Indiana. That game, and having every ability to be in the game and have a chance to win it, taking the lead. All those stops, limiting their powerful running attack the way they did. Obviously, a couple of deep balls from Ohio State ended up turning that game, but it's another one. Could have been a win. Could have been that way to turn the corner. And now we're there again. It's different because, as I said, 2013, the Michigan State game, later in the season, Michigan State coming in, a battle for the Legends trophy of Legends and Leaders fame.
People forget.
People forget. And, you got the chance to beat them, and they're there. And Nebraska falls short, but, Michigan State was the better team. Is USC the better team? The thing that hurts USC more than anything, we're going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to tell you the thing beyond the weather, beyond the home road splits, beyond all of that gives you the best and most confidence in Nebraska having a chance to win this game. We'll do that. It's the Connor Happer Show. I'm Michael Severe sitting in for Connor. We'll do that when we come back here on 1620 The Zone. Welcome back to the Connor Happer Show. I'm Michael Severe sitting in for Connor today. I'll be here on Friday and on Monday, so we'll do the preview of the Giant game and some post-view. You'll get a lot of post-view. You're going to get, of course, Big Red Overreaction, and then you'll get Severe Reaction, which is, of course, brought to you by Equitable Bank, where they take banking personally and have to phone the first ring. And then, of course, you'll have Sunday. Yeah, you have that. Then you have Severe Reaction. Then you have the Sunday show, obviously, with Gary and Matt. So by the time you get to me, you've heard lots of it. We're going to go now to the Prairie Flowers Casino Zone hotline, and that's where old man Doug is. What's up, Doug?
May the force be with you.
The force is always with me, Doug. Always. It's a great thing.
Happy Friday. Good to have you on. Where's Happer? Is he down in the Caribbean in a hammock or something?
I never ask people where they're going because I did one time and it was a funeral and I felt so bad. So I've stopped asking people where they're going ever since then. So
I can actually answer this. Connor is doing his Creighton volleyball duties. They have a game going on right now, actually.
Oh, wow.
Kids Day at Creighton volleyball today.
That explains it. Yep. They're not playing Marquette, right?
There you go.
What are they playing?
Right. DePaul?
Oh, okay. DePaul. Okay, that's cool. What's up, Doug?
Well, tomorrow night, I'm just going to say, why not us?
Exactly.
I mean, there's been bigger upsets this year, and they actually even for the underdog went on the home field of the other team. So
yeah,
why not us? I am so glad that they put all this rules to Penn State to bed. I think I made my opinion well known that I thought it was. Is it the reason they lost and played so bad at Minnesota? No, but on the other hand, I do think that it was in the kids' minds, and so they should. I think there's going to be an energy. I'll have my black coat on. I don't really have a black Nebraska jacket.
I know a lot of people don't.
No, I've got a black. I've got black golf shirts and T-shirts, but no coat. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'll be there in the South Stadium, knees in my back, and cheering on the Huskers.
Are you excited about the renovation or trepidation? What's your feeling about the renovation of South Stadium?
I'd like it for sure. The thing that I don't like, and I don't like when people buy those seats, because in my mind, your airspace is from the back of the plank to the back of the plank in front of you.
Sure.
And which is difficult. And when you put those, it's not the width, really, it's the length.
Got it.
And that's why they can't. And that's why that's a engineering nightmare, just to say, well, let's just put seat backs there or whatever. Yeah. Well, you couldn't fit them in, and then you couldn't just take all the planks out and put seats over them. I wouldn't think without. Maybe you could do it.
That's why they're going to reduce the capacity by like something like 7,000. That's why, because they're going to spread that stuff out.
Yeah. So I don't mind the planks. It's the with my leg, being a tall guy,
right?
It kind of sucks. And when people lean back in those chairs or whatever, I wish people wouldn't buy them.
I understand.
I don't.
Mm-hmm. Well, Doug, enjoy
everybody in better.
Enjoy the game. Have fun. Wear black. Be loud.
I'll wave at you. You and John doing Blur again?
We will be down there starting at 4:00.
Okay, I'll wave at you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Doug.
All right.
Old man Doug. Equitable Bank. Take it banking personally. I mentioned this before the break. The biggest reason why I think Nebraska has more of a chance to win, and we'll go over the weather a little bit later, but I mentioned all the home and road splits, a lot of things. The number one thing is Lincoln Riley's pride. For whatever reason, Lincoln Riley wants to show you. Not Lincoln Riley. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
I thought you were on to something.
No, I don't want to go. I went the wrong direction. Thinking about something else. I apologize. That was a massive error. Massive error. The USC coach. I just forgot his name. Right. Yeah, Lincoln Riley, right?
Yeah.
Man, my brain. That's why, if you ever wonder why I got a radio full time, is because not all there anymore. Anyway, so Lincoln Riley loves to, he's a proud dude. Proud offensive coordinators want to show you what they have in their playbook. They want to prove to you that they're smarter than everyone else. Great example is the Notre Dame game in the rain. You've got, for whatever reason, the best receiver, or if not the best, one of the top 3 receivers in the Big Ten trying to throw a pass on a wide receiver option pass in the rain, which was ridiculous. But instead of doing what they were doing, and they were running the ball okay, and they were throwing the ball well, and they're down 3, instead of doing that, he had to prove that he was the offensive genius. Just like later in the game, when it was 4th and inches, and he ran sprint out with his 6'4", 230-pound quarterback. Lincoln Riley, for whatever reason, and he's not the only one, we watched it with Bill Callahan. Offensive coaches who consider themselves or called geniuses like to show off. And that is, if you're going to find a reason why the offense for USC, which is really good, may occasionally struggle, it'll because Lincoln Riley won't just stick with what's working, and he'll decide to try to do something that shows how smart he is. He does it all the time. He's done it multiple times this season. He's done it. He did it against Illinois in the comeback against Illinois. He just, whatever reason, feels he's got to show that he's smarter than everyone else. So one of the advantages I think Nebraska has is Lincoln Riley on the road, in the weather, with him making crazy decisions and doing weird things and causing Nebraska to have a little bit more success because the offense is doing something silly against their defense. That's what I was talking about. Man, brain fart. Coming up, one of the best in the business, Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7. BC joins us next on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, Brian. Bryan Christopherson.
I gotta take this. It's Hap.
Be right, be Rooney.
Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Brian Christopherson, Husker 24/7 on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back to the Connor Happer Show. Michael Severe filling in for Connor Happer. We go to the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline for the most, how do you phrase it, articulate man in Nebraska sports. He is Brian Christopherson from Husker 24/7. What is up, BC?
Hey, how you doing? That was a false introduction, but I'll take it. My mom said don't pass on a compliment.
Yeah, that's in, there's a poster, Everything I Learned in Kindergarten. And I believe that is on there along with Never Turn Down a Breath Mint.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You use the bathroom before a long road trip. Don't turn down a breath mint. Take your compliments and run. Yep.
Never pass up on plumbing. That was the line I was told. Never pass up on plumbing. Always take advantage of the plumbing, whether it is getting a drink
Let's
or
just keep going. Let's just make this whole segment about like a list of 100 things. You got to do this. You can't do that.
How about this one? I think it's number 45 on that list. Do not give a coach an extension too early until you know for sure he's the guy. Do you buy that one or not?
So usually I do. I was all right with it when I saw the contract. I thought it was kind of clever.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that it was incentive based off the CFP stuff, and that the 12.5 at the end of it the base didn't increase, and protecting yourself a little with the buyout. And I get it. This is probably a situation you assume is not going to come up very much, where the alma mater of the guy who's coaching your team has a job open. So it initially kind of struck me wrong about giving extensions, or it usually does. But then I thought Dannon kind of hit the barrel on it when I looked at it.
Was there anything in that contract, whether it's the additional flight hours he gets, or was there anything that surprised you at all from what you saw?
Not surprised, but I thought there was like interesting clauses that you would hope and expect, but like it's actually in writing about like the AD and the coach like meeting semi-annually to discuss like where are you at sort of with the rev sharing. Is it sort of meeting what it's supposed to meet by reasonable standards and all that? And so I don't know, maybe that's becoming standard practice to put that stuff in contracts, but that kind of caught my eye. And there's also a part in there about like if Dannon, for instance, were to leave or something or not be the AD anymore, like Rhule, it would change the damages he owes if he were to depart like within the next 12 months or something. So there's some of that, like, I guess, inside baseball contract stuff that was interesting. Probably the stuff that stands out though the most on the surface is the idea of like, we're going to present you $1 million more every year on each contract year if you get to the CFP, and if you stack 3 or 4 of those together, you're the top paid coach in college football. But it's also a situation where who's complaining around here if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
So I like that.
There's some guy on some radio show or blog or podcast somewhere like, I can't believe we won a national championship. Look how much we got to pay Rhule now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that. There would be like at least 3 to 6 people that would be complaining.
Brian Christopherson joining us from Husker 24/7. I'm going to give you 3 things, maybe even 4, and then I want you to rank them importance of could help Nebraska win the game. All right. So the idea of the home road splits for USC, right? We know how much different they've been of a team. The weather, the chill of a team coming from way out there in California. The crowd noise, because it's going to be a blackout, and then I'll throw the 4th one in there because it's my favorite one. It's Lincoln Riley doing something stupid to prove that he's a better offensive coordinator than anybody else.
I think of those 4, I would start with USC has not been the same team on the road, and I guess that kind of connects to the weather in this case. But I do a Q&A with the writer who covers them, and they're just really disappointed with how they play whenever they're in those road uniforms. It's like a team that they just don't have the same swagger to them. Their defense hasn't traveled. That's a defense that gave up 306 rushing yards to Notre Dame, and they were trying 3 linebackers out there, and they thought they might have an answer. They're really disappointed in their defense out west right now. Like they put resources into it. They thought it'd be better. And so I connect that to the traveling. Like you got to have a defense that's portable. And I don't know that they do. I think the crowd noise is a close second. Now, Nebraska's got to make that play early on.
Right.
You know, whether it's like against Michigan State, like Javen Wright hurdling that guy and hitting Aiden Childs. I thought not only did that disrupt Childs and get in his head for the rest of the game, but it also sent a message to the crowd like, okay, here we go. We're on board with this. Like It's going to be one of those games where you're playing downhill. So something defensively that feeds the crowd some crumbs to just like pick up the volume because they'll be ready to. They just need that little, snapshot play early. So I guess those two. I think your Lincoln Riley point's interesting. I haven't thought as much about that, but I know what you're saying. Sometimes there's a offensive mind. It's like, look how big my brain is, and they're rolling down to the 20-yard line and they do something just silly, and so. You kind of hope that's the case if you're Nebraska, and also that Maeva has one of those games where he just decides to kind of put it up for grabs a little bit more than he has.
In professional wrestling, they call it a pop. It's when something happens and the crowd just goes nuts. I've heard a lot of loud crowds. I don't think I've ever heard a pop as loud as Tommy Hill's interception against Colorado, because it was loud and it went to another level, man. It just was deafening in the press box, which, obviously we have the windows in front of us. That they need one of those kinds of pops.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it's going to be that type of environment. I think you've kind of heard from the coaches, like the hint, like, hey, it's nice. The Nebraska nice thing's okay.
Yeah.
But you can leave that in the other parking lot at times and not bring it into the stadium, and that doesn't mean you got to throw batteries at Santa Claus or anything like that. But
he missed the target when he parachuted in. I mean, you can't let Santa Claus miss the target without yelling at him. Come on.
I guess that's a Philly crowd for you. I remember when they played the Vikings in the NFC Championship, there's like video of like Eagles fans throwing like beer bottles at people in Vikings jerseys. And they're just like, that's how we do it in Philly. I'm like, someone could have died. I mean, but anyway, these coaches are Philly based, so I'll be careful with what I say.
Yeah.
But yeah, some mix between Nebraska and the Ice and Philly crowd. You're right. Like the Colorado game last year, it was that type of deal.
Yeah.
Oregon 2016, I thought at the very end was almost as loud as I've ever heard it. And this place around Halloween, one of the most famous games of people who are obsessed with their Husker history is 92 Colorado. Right. And I think even though it's a day after, you're going to have people dressed up and they're, it's going to be sort of that ghoulish feel. And I think the crowd will be ready, but it's just like, give them that play early on where it's like the guys are ready and the crowd's ready and you feed off each other.
One of the things that I'm disappointed in because of all the rumors that started about the contract was we lost out on two great sound bites that we could have played the whole week and talked about. One, the fact that there are people who are coaches that Rhule decides not to talk to when he sees them in somewhere. And then the other one was when he basically said, stop being Nebraska nice. I think those two things kind of got lost in the week because all of a sudden we were talking about a possible contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did say it. He told a story of his 10-year-old daughter being like, you heard what they're saying about the refs, right, Dad? That sort of thing. I think he's all for that within reason. And I suspect the crowd, this is a fan base that usually responds to challenge as well, whether it's a challenge to be louder or an online poll to go after Kirk Herbstreit. They usually are ready for that.
BC, who's the guy on the defense? Because we referenced two plays, and you obviously know a whole bunch more than I do because you've been a fan a lot longer, or you follow the team a lot longer than I. But who's the defensive guy that you want to point to that could make that play to produce that pop?
Deshaun McCullough would be where I think his starting point, comes around. Now the thing is, they've only given up like 6 or 7 sacks. They've protected the quarterback
5 for him, and then 1 for another quarterback. That's all they give him.
Yeah, that's good stat. So I mean, we talk about you got to hit him, not just pressure him. But it's easier said than done. But McCullough is that guy who can get that strip sack from the blind side. I would say Williams-Nwaneri is capable of it. And then I think Javen Wright's going to be important. He's played some good football. It sounds like he was a little banged up last week. He only actually played 22 snaps in that game against Northwestern. He's been more like in that 45-50 range. So that was down for him, but he made big plays at the end. And Nebraska's backers are just going to have to play really well, whether you're talking about Javen or Vincent or Watson Trent, because I thought there was a good question asked this week about like their 12 personnel, and I know they really like their 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they've looked at the tape and they're like, you know what, I think we can get some stuff done in space against those backers. So that's going to be huge for Nebraska's second level, not just with the run fits, but they're going to have a lot to deal with in their minds, I think, in this game.
Another name is Dawson Merritt, who's probably the most athletic out of those guys. And then the other thing, like you said, in terms of that 12 personnel, that their starting tight end leads the Big Ten in yards per catch. It's over 20 yards. I mean, he's not just a tight end; he's a downfield threat. And so all of those things are the case. What do you have you picked a score? What do you got?
I picked USC 31-26. I mean, I expect it to go to the wire. The reason I didn't pick Nebraska is I feel like even in the wins, there's been that, like, I don't know, quarter and a half almost of football where it's just sort of been a dip and it hasn't felt like everything's been in rhythm. So if Nebraska has that game where it's tough to say 4 great quarters, but like get it to 3.5 quarters of just really good football and the other one's not a dud, they'll have a chance in the last 5 minutes to win this thing and the crowd will be on fire throughout it. It's just like they've kind of got to show that they can take that step. So, I mean, it sounds like the mindset's been good over there this week. And I like the fact that they're embracing it as a big game and actually leaning into the blackout stuff. I think it's silly when you kind of just dip your toe in the water with something and then you don't act like it's a helmet game. So I like where their minds are at, but I have USC winning in a tight one.
Understood. Makes a lot of sense. Take the safe bet. The safe bet's always the good bet. But you pick the other way and they upset them, then people are like, "Oh, look at you, were right about the upset." That's why I'm picking that way. I want all the cajoling afterwards.
Oh, the spread's gone down, hasn't it?
4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
Yeah. The number's gone up, the total, which is at right the peak of where I thought you should be, 59.5. And then the numbers dropped down to 4.5. Yeah.
59.5 is a good number.
It's a big number.
It is, but I think this game's like 31-20. I mean, what I said.
Yeah, sure.
It's that type of number. So that makes sense to me. But I like where your head's at too. You do whatever you can to get a pat on the back these days. That's all I try to do.
Yeah, I did it even more so because I'm picking Nebraska to win in double overtime. So I'm just like going for all of it, all the pat on the back.
That would be just like taking a baseball bat to just like 2 massive things, like the drought against ranked teams and the whole overtime, like 10 games where they've gone backwards with their offensive possessions deal.
Exactly. That's what I'm going for. BC, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking the time.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
All right. See you tomorrow. That's Brian Christopherson on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. When we come back, the odd news.
That's right. You got it.
Odd news is next. Josh Oxton, who I call, Josh the Jamaican, of course, because he has so many jobs. We come back here on 1620 Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
It is the third most successful segment on 1620 The Zone. Odd news with Josh.
I'll take that. That's pretty good. I mean, we do 12 segments a day. That's, that's what, top fourth?
Yeah, and I meant like
top 25%.
What do you call them? Bits. I should have said bits. Yeah, it's one of the top 3 bits in 1620 The Zone Radio.
The whole station or just the Connor Happer Show?
1620 The Zone.
Oh.
NRG Media.
Well, then that's a great compliment. Thank you.
You're welcome. I listen to it all the time.
We go to Pittsburgh, where we update you on the nipples of Andrew Filipponi.
Okay, I'm taking it back
host.
from you now. No, go ahead.
He said ahead of the Steelers Thursday night football game with the Bengals that he would pierce his nipples without numbing agents if the Steelers somehow lost to Joe Flacco and the Bengals. So, of course, the Steelers lost to Joe Flacco and the Bengals. Andrew Filipponi has proven himself, though, to be a man of his word. The 93.7 The Fan radio host shared pictures of his newly pierced nipples, captioned, "How do they look?"
The caption should have been, "You're excited. Feel these nipples." That is what it should have been. Basketball. That's what it should have been.
It should have. That's a good line.
That's funny. I have a friend, actually was my best man at my wedding, that had his pierced. And it's not about numbing it. They use a hot needle, according to him. And they like kind of just pinch it a little bit and use the hot needle zoom real fast. What they do.
Okay. So
it's and it leaves behind the little stud or whatever you're dangling, whatever kind of ring you're getting. Yeah.
He got the bar with
the bar,
some studs.
Yeah.
On it.
The bar located in Lincoln.
No word on if him and Andrew Cuomo will be getting together. Look it up, kids.
I know.
Big weekend for Ohio State. The big noon is in town. Penn State, obviously not the game we thought it would be preseason, but it's also Brutus Buckeyes' 60th birthday.
No way.
Yeah. And they decided to celebrate by breaking a Guinness World Record for most conical hats worn at a single event.
What? Conical? What?
Cone shape?
Yeah.
The school gathered 1,923 people to don party hats Wednesday at the Recreation and Physical Activity Center on campus. The gathering took the Guinness World Record away from a group of kids in Britain back in 2019. So the record back in American soil where it belongs. Dave Isaacs, spokesperson for the Office of Student Life at the Ohio State University, said the idea of breaking a Guinness World Record for Brutus's 60th birthday was born out of a desire to top the 50th birthday celebration, obviously in 2015.
Yeah.
And they got nearly 2,000 people together. They wore party hats and apparently broke the record for most conical. Would it be conical or conical?
I think it's conical.
Okay, conical party hats.
Yeah. Let me say this to you. Okay, and this is a compliment. You are one of the few people on the station that are of enough age that when I can reference something, I know for the majority of the time you're going to get it. So at the end of this, what did they say after they got all these cones on their heads? They said, "We're from France."
We are from France.
We are from France. That's what they said. Yes, exactly.
I understand.
I feel comfortable in older references with you.
Yeah, because who else would have gotten that? Certainly not Matt.
Bishop.
Definitely not Nick. Yeah.
Well, Bishop might not be a fan of. Well, back then he probably watched SNL. So yeah, probably.
Yeah. Just wow. Okay. I'm on the older edge of 1620 The Zone. I didn't realize that about myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
And finally, a story that it's been widely reported, but we haven't had a chance to make fun of it with all the news and goings on this week. Dictionary.com has named their word of the year. It is 6-7, which, yes, is a number, a pair of numbers.
It is a phrase.
Yes, it is a phrase. It's also a phrase. It's not a word.
Not a word. It's a phrase.
It's a number. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a phrase.
Dictionary.com announced its word of the year.
Yeah.
And it is the meaningless 6-7 meme. If you're sitting in your car and saying to yourself, well, producer Josh, it can't be meaningless. I am telling you,
yes,
it has zero meaning.
It has multiple meanings, but none of them are the reason why it was created.
Mm-hmm.
Meanings were created to then reflect it being created. So, for example, there is a reference in Revelations that is a certain book and verse, of 6-7. It's very interesting.
Okay.
So, yeah, so there's everything, they're creating stuff to then match up. But the second week, home week, at Central for the football game, at halftime, the score was 6-7 or 7-6.
Oh, no.
And they lost their cotton picking mind.
So did
the kids went
Connor
nuts.
Onion and the gang during Nebraska Northwestern.
Exactly. And it happened back-to-back weeks, which is crazy to think about. It happened back-to-back weeks. Yeah. That's it.
The other finalists I find interesting. Aura farming.
Oh, I don't know that one.
The act of constantly trying to look cool, confident, and unbothered to build aura.
Oh, I thought so. I was picturing someone farming with their mouth. I thought like oral farming. I was
no,
confused.
no, not that at all.
Aura. I get it. Your aura. Yes.
Gen Z stare.
Oh,
a blank, expressionless stare.
That's a child stare.
Commonly, yes.
They're all the same.
Tariff.
That's
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course.
And trad wife.
I don't know that. What's a trad wife?
Married woman who chooses to be a homemaker as a primary occupation.
Oh, trade wife.
Yes,
that's her trade.
Yeah.
I get it. Makes sense. I get that. Yeah, that's
traditional wife.
Who the hell wants to do that?
Yeah.
Mike.
Hi,
says on the YouTube stream thing here. He says he ranked segments. He said one is grunt the slate.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Connor tells me the NFL games that are coming up this weekend.
Oh, you do the grunt thing. I never knew what it was called. I've heard that before.
And I grade them based on a grunt.
Grunt. Okay, okay. Number 2, dumb debates, which is I personally think that it's seen its time and it's past. But no, whatever. And number 3, I have an opinion. Number 4, all the crossovers. And number 5, odd news.
Hey, Connor Happer Show did well on that list. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, mainly because they're talking about this on the Connor Happer Show, I'm guessing.
He's saying he's playing to the audience.
I think he is.
That's okay. Flattery will get you everywhere.
He said, wait a minute. How do you picture somebody oral farming? That's why I thought it was weird. Talking about farming. I thought. That's what I envisioned. Somebody's talking about farming. Be kind of cool show. When we come back, I have, which I do whenever I get to do a show here on the Zone, things that I am irrationally angry about. Some of them are rational. Many of them are not rational. I have a list of those. Plus, we'll do that weather look at how has USC actually played in these lower temperatures since they've joined the Big Ten. We'll do all that. Connor Happer Show continues heading to hour number 3 on 1620 Zone.
He has the latest sports news, expert analysis, award-winning commentary, and a pocket full of cabbage.
Can you give us an indication why?
Just in case there's a sauerkraut emergency.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Hour number 3 of the Connor Happer Show. I am Michael Severe sitting in for Connor Happer, who is doing some volleyball, from what I understand, along with his...
He's doing it in costume, too.
He is? What is he wearing?
Great question. I don't know. I'm guessing this was handed to him when he walked in the door.
Oh, yeah.
I believe he called himself Fred Flintstone, but I looked at it, and that's not a Fred Flintstone
mask?
Outfit? Not a toga, but loincloth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he had that vest loincloth thing that he wore. Yeah. Do you know that the last commercial during a sporting event that featured cigarettes was one in a Nebraska game? Do you know what cigarette it was? The hint is the costume that Connor is wearing.
I know there's the classic Flintstone cigarette commercial.
And he's smoking
I don't know, Chesterfield?
Winston. Last commercial featuring cigarettes on TV was in the, I believe, Orange Bowl Nebraska played in the year they won their first national championship. And they decided to extend the law, because it's a brand new law, an extra day because they'd already sold the commercial spots.
Okay, that makes sense.
And so they extended it a day. So instead of it ending on the 31st like normal, it went through the 1st, and it was a Winston's commercial. Good news, everybody. Our good friend, some people's good friend, Stuart Mandel, apparently apologized for enraging the entire Nebraska Twitter following.
About damn time.
He said, did not intend to tick off the entire Nebraska fan base in my comments, duly noted. This is talking about after the signing of the contract. Stewart basically said, based off of what Matt Rhule has done so far, and understandable in a way, he said the coaching carousel is going to get so many people raises and extensions. Rhule's team is unranked, got killed by Minnesota 2 weeks ago, but oh no, we can't lose him. I responded to Stewart by showing him what the record was for Nebraska from 2018 through 2022, and then showing him what the record's been the last 3 years and saying it's all about perspective. It's how good have you been under this person opposed to how bad you were under a previous guy. So because of that, you're certainly making a commitment. But
anyway. The previous guy who Stuart Mandel thought would be the next Nick Saban or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, actually, he really liked the Rhule hire, too. If you go back,
we all thought the Frost hire would be pretty.
Listen, man, I told everybody that the Frost hire was going to be, because I always said the same thing. I didn't believe in Callahan when they hired him. I thought Bo was too soon because he hadn't been a head coach before, and I'd heard some things about his anger issues at LSU. I didn't think he was the guy. I certainly didn't think that Mike Riley was the guy, but I really believe, and I said this out loud in on many shows, that Scott Frost can come here and win. I didn't say he would win how many games.
He did win.
He did win. Won a lot of them, but he won. Not a lot. Anyway, so yeah, I was completely wrong about that. There's no doubt. It's funny because I always said that he would never be head coach here because of the fact that there were so many people around the program that had bad experiences with him or weren't or didn't like him. And we're talking teammates that I'd heard from that didn't like him. So I always said, there's no way he's coming back here. One, I don't think he wants to come back here based off of what's happening now. And I don't think that he would be supported. And he got supported initially. There were some people that said some things, but in the end, obviously it didn't work out. Let's move on. Things I am irrationally angry about. The first one, you have to be a certain age to get this. But so I have this pill box, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the pill box, I take, along with the vitamins, I take about, I think it's 7 pills a day. Okay?
Really?
Yeah, 7 pills I take a day for different things. One's for anxiety that came along after COVID. This is a high blood pressure thing. There's some vitamins in there. Anyway, every time I go to dump out, and I've had multiple pillboxes. Every time I go to dump out the pills into my hand, one pill always gets stuck. And it's a different pill. It's not always the same pill. Like, why can't they invent a pill box where all the pills can fall out? One pill always stays behind.
What's it getting trapped on, if I might ask?
Nothing.
It just stuck on the bottom?
It's just stuck on the bottom against the side, or there's nothing in there. It's
there's
dry.
Catching it.
Right. There's nothing more. There's no moisture in the pill box. I don't know. You got to be a little older and take pills to understand this, but it's very frustrating for me. And I get angry about it when it doesn't fall out. Anyway, that's my first one. Kind of stupid. My second one is a little more serious. I get irrationally angry about people attempting to limit the free press. Now, I know this was what I went to school for. I know I was in news for almost 2 decades. I know I've been or considered myself a journalist for a very long time. So, I'm obviously on one side of this for sure. But I've always said, you have one job as a journalist, one job. And that one job is to serve the public interest. Let me explain to you what that means when I say it. When you're serving the public interest, what you are doing is you are providing information on things that they are either interested in or need to know about because of the interest level that they are valued. For example, there's some corruption happening in the city council. I'm not saying it's happening in Omaha, but there is. You report on that because it is of interest of our society to know there's corruption going on, right? It's just the way it works for journalism. I don't know if there's anything more interesting or people had more interest in than whether or not the head coach of the University of Nebraska, the front door of the University of Nebraska, the most known person in the state of Nebraska outside of maybe Warren Buffett, is going to take a job or keep a job or stay here longer. That is serving the public interest. If you're a reporter and you find out about it and you don't report it, that is your malfeasance as a reporter. If you get a source, hopefully two, and you can confirm it, and it is of public interest, it is your responsibility to report it. It's like that across the board for any number of political reporters, sports reporters. I don't care. If you found out that a restaurant you really liked had a bad score from the health department and you chose to not talk about it because it's someone you really like, that is you not doing your job as a journalist. And I understand people don't like the press right now. It is one of the lowest ranked professions out there. I get that. But trust me of this, without it, we would be much worse off. Without a free press, we're going to be much worse off. Whether it be a nuclear accident, or it be a coaching search, or the money paid out of a nonprofit's funding to the wrong person. All of those things serve the public interest. I understand that for some people, that's not their thing. I get it. But I'm telling you, it's necessary. It needs to be done. If for some reason a sports reporter at the Omaha World Herald found out that there was going to be an extension signed and chose not to report it, trust me, the people higher up at the World Herald would be mad. Same thing at Channel 7. Same thing anywhere else. If you are working for a news or sports organization, it is your responsibility to report on news that is of public interest. Speech done, off the soapbox. A couple other things. I am still irrationally angry about the length of the baseball season. It is still going on.
Might end tonight.
Is it really? So there is a song that I've always enjoyed. The Boys of Summer. Maybe you know it. It's a good song. It's a great song, in my opinion. I think it's one of the best sports songs there is. This is no longer the summer. I'm wearing a heavy pullover hoodie. Why is baseball still going on? This is my proposal. Let me take a drink. My proposal is start it April 1st. End it first day of September. That way, it doesn't get in the way of football, which is more important than obviously baseball. It doesn't get in the way of college football, which is obviously more important than baseball. It doesn't get in the way. That's a long enough season. You can find a champion. I'm guaranteeing you could find a champion. There is no reason for it to still be played at Halloween. Matter of fact, I remember back in 2016 when it absolutely ruined my Halloween as a Mets fan and the Kansas City Royals. So anyway, yeah, get rid of baseball. It's too long. Number 3, I am incredibly angry over the fact that my insurance premiums are going to double because people can't figure it out. We've had the ACA in place for a long time. How come you can't figure it out? How come we can't figure out insurance? Why am I going to go from paying $2,300 for full coverage to next year paying nearly $4,700 a month? That's not right. It's not affordable. It makes 0 sense. You've got smart people out there who should be able to figure out the insurance and how we provide it to people who need insurance. Matter of fact, it reminds me of a great line from the movie Armageddon about smart people trying to figure stuff out.
And this is the best that the government, the U.S. government can come up with? I mean, you're NASA for crying out loud. You put a man on the moon. You're geniuses. You're the guys that think this up. I'm sure you got a team of men sitting around somewhere right now just thinking it up and somebody backing them up. You tell me you have a backup plan?
Yeah, come on. It's been going on for a long time. I don't care who figures it out. Republicans, Democrats, independents, Marxists, leftists, fascists, I don't care. Somebody figure it out. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're paying this much for insurance and how much we're going to have to pay for it. It's crazy. Last one. This is the one that's always grinding my gears. And I know, Josh, you're familiar with the transitive property.
Very.
Here's where it doesn't work. Sports. Transitive properties do not work in sports, people.
Thank you.
So Nebraska goes to Minnesota, coming off of playing a road game on a short rest at a place where they have struggled against a team they've struggled, and they lose. Minnesota goes to Iowa. Iowa playing back-to-back home games. Minnesota against a team in Iowa that has given them all they could possibly want over the years. And because of that, you tell me in DMs that now Nebraska's going to lose to Iowa by 30. Here's what's not going to happen. Iowa and Nebraska are going to play the day after Thanksgiving in the morning. It will be one of the sleepiest atmospheres you've ever seen in your life, no matter what happens. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to play a 3-point game. Somebody's going to win it. Somebody's going to lose it. They're going to play a three-point game. Transitive properties in sports do not work. Don't give me that they beat the 16th ranked team and the 16th ranked team beat the 4th ranked team. And so the 4th ranked team can beat no.
You don't think Stanford could beat Alabama?
I do not think Stanford could beat Alabama. I believe on a good day, Stanford could beat Florida State, who beat Alabama, but doesn't mean they could beat Alabama.
Stanford did beat Florida
I know. That's why I said on a good day. It's not.
They played a half of football with Miami.
They did, yes. Yeah, that happens. Every game is different. Every week is different. Every moment is different. Every quarter is different. Every play is different. Okay? They're all different. Before we take a break, let's go to Random Mike, who's hanging on. What's up, Random Mike? How you doing?
Okay, I'm with you on free press, but get it right. And I'm definitely with you on health insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, we are paying more than any other civilized country, and we're getting less. And people, like in your situation, it's terrible, and it should have been fixed by now. There's no doubt about it. But
baseball
is a great gospel song, one of my favorites, Walt Mills. I got a feeling everything's going to be all right, and that's my feeling about the game tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
I think it's going to be the John Butler game.
Ooh, really? The defense is going to figure it out.
I remember when Turner Gill. Do you remember when he first played as quarterback?
I do.
At the 4-year time.
I wasn't watching it at the time, but I have a bunch of DVDs and I've read pretty much everybody's history.
And and he was fantastic and probably as good an option Osborne type quarterback as you can imagine.
Yep.
And he could have played in any system. The first game he started, we destroyed Colorado. Then we go to Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay. And they blitzed the hell out of us. It was unbelievable.
Right.
And it was like 50-some points the first game and maybe 10 the next game. This has got to be a game, especially with the crowd noise.
Yes.
Where we blitz the hell out of this guy, and their lines got to be making all kinds of adjustments, and they're good at that. But it's going to be so damn loud. What do you think?
Yeah, I said earlier, having them as a silent count and making them have to do that, you're going to beat those offensive tackles off the ball every time because they're always going to be a half a second late because of crowd noise. I watched it with the Saints games in the Superdome. It's definitely going to happen on Saturday. As long as the crowd stays in it, Nebraska keeps them in it.
And remember that Cincinnati game, that interception at the end, everybody, including the other coach and the quarterback, gave great credit to John Butler for that call at the end of the game.
Yeah.
This is the time to do it. But we've got so many areas where we're vulnerable, you know. I mean, what if Emmett Johnson gets hurt? I mean, seriously, what's going to happen?
Well, I honestly believe if you give Mosey a bunch of carries, he's a bigger physical guy than I ever imagined. I think he could produce. I really do. He just hasn't been given the chances. I like Mosey.
No doubt.
I think he could have a really good game if he had to.
Hey, your buddy Damon says there's a lot of talent back there, but they haven't played enough.
They haven't got an opportunity, right? You need opportunity. Yeah, I completely agree.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And of course, we're vulnerable with the tackles, but
sure.
I just got a feeling it's going to be a hell of a game, and the noise is going to be unbelievable.
I'm with you, man. Enjoy the game on Saturday night. All right, Random Mike. No, everything's going to be all right. I understand. I love the song. I love the idea. I certainly hope that it is the case. But as I said earlier, there's been so many times where they were so close, and for whatever reason, something stupid happened. Or sometimes it's just a team that's better than you that makes a play, right? That happens sometimes too. Iowa made multiple plays down the stretch of games, mainly to tight ends down the seam that led to field goals that Iowa won, games they won. So definitely. We come back, we'll talk more about the weather and a couple other things, including what's it going to take for me to get an angry phone call from a head coach?
I can't believe this.
What
that you haven't gotten a phone call.
I know, all these years.
I've gotten phone calls.
That's ridiculous. How come I haven't gotten a phone? What do I have to do? Help me out, people. What do I need to do to get that angry phone call? We'll do more of that when we come back here on 1620 Zone.
I'm a fabulous driver.
The Connor Happer Show
I'm one of the best friends you could ever have in your life.
on 1620 The Zone.
I hate you.
Tell us how you feel on the JTech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Reach Gary, Matt, Connor, Josh, and John anytime on JTech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Contact the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. JTech Construction, your exteriorexperts.com.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Here comes the clown.
Welcome back, Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone. Michael Severe sitting in for him, along with Josh, the Jamaican producer himself. Working multiple gigs, doing multiple jobs.
I'm not going to do the accent.
That's okay. That's fine. I don't believe doing the accent is cultural appropriation or anything like that. Their accent, they like doing it. If you ever talk to somebody who is really Jamaican, they play it up a little bit. They really do. They really, really play it up.
Poll question: are Jamaicans playing it up?
They are. I'm telling you, they're playing it up, dude. That's what they do. They play it up a little bit. You know, they make it even sound more so. For what they do. I mentioned so much about the weather. And, you know, people kind of mock a little bit. I know there was some weathercaster / meteorologist that jumped in about some weather tweet I had about, you know, USC. Not going to be that bad. No big deal. All right. So USC, since 2022, they have lost 16 total games, right? It's not a ton, 16 over those years. 5 of them were on the road in less than 60 degrees. Remember this, they have 2 wins on the road in Big Ten play since they joined the Big Ten. 2. They beat UCLA, which I don't believe counts. Right? Doesn't count. From the USC where they play to where the Rose Bowl or the Coliseum.
Oh, okay, you're saying it's not a road game.
It's not really a true road game.
Sure.
You know, it's not at their house. It's like going to your neighbor's house and playing. And you probably have more fans that are USC fans of that game than UCLA fans. Whatever. And then this year, they beat Purdue. Good job. In September. Purdue played better than a lot of people thought. Still, they beat them. But played South Bend this year. They played at South Bend this year. It was 42 degrees and rainy. It was a loss. Matter of fact, the rain led to a big turnover when Lincoln Riley thought he'd be smart to have his wide receiver, who was a former high school quarterback, become a high school quarterback in college, which isn't a good idea. They also played in 2024 in Seattle versus the University of Washington. They lost that game. The degrees were 48 degrees. Lost that game, 48 degrees. Then they played in Minneapolis in 2024. 52 degrees, shocking many people. They lost to Minnesota. It's a fun game. They came back, and still no wins. 2023, again, in South Bend against Notre Dame, 52 degrees and rainy, lost. Also went to Eugene, played Oregon. There's kind of a theme here. 48 degrees, rainy, they lost. And then if you go all the way back to 2022, when they were still in the Pac-12, they played one game below 60 degrees. It was at Salt Lake, and they lost that game. It was 52 degrees. Again, that sample size isn't probably good enough for NASA. Probably not. They're not going to say that's good enough. But it's good enough for me to say that for whatever reason, when they're on the road especially when the weather is a little chillier, they have not won games. Some of those teams they lost to were not better than them. Notre Dame, you could say, was better than them. You could also say that in 3 of those games, they were favored. And yet they still lost. By the way, poll question from earlier. Do you own a black jacket or coat? And I put the stipulation, warm enough for Saturday night. 82.2% of the people say yeah.
Oh.
8.9 say nope. A couple of people say nope, but they're going to buy one. And 7.6% said a blackout is dumb.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's a lot of black coats out there. No excuse.
Yeah.
A lot of black coats. So you should be fine. Because that's the difference. You have to have a coat or a jacket.
Wasn't this a thing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers early in the 2000s where they couldn't win when the temperature was below?
Oh, no, that was
45.
That was for 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course they ended up changing that when they won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they went for years where they couldn't win if the temperature was below 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Didn't matter if they're home or road, and very rarely, I'm sure, in Tampa was it below that, but anywhere on the road for sure. Yeah, that was an issue they had. And listen, man. First of all, I love the cold. Right? I don't like the heat. I like the cold. I've always loved the cold. And so I understand that people sometimes will go, you know what, it's not that big of a deal. But tell me how you felt on, I believe it was Tuesday, or was it Monday? Monday. Tell me how you felt on, was it Monday or Tuesday, where it got chilly and it got all cloudy and chilly? I think that was Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah.
That first real.
The first one.
Ooh.
Why? Because your body has acclimated to it being in the 70s or the 80s at times, maybe even the high upper 60s. All of a sudden, when you hit that feel like temperature in the 40s, your body reacts differently. They've been living in Southern California. It's been as high as 89. Sometimes in the evening, it gets down to the mid 60s, but it's been nice to all of a sudden get here, which I'm assuming they got here today. I'm assuming they came in early. It would just make sense to come in early. Maybe they didn't. I remember when they came in 2007, they came in early. Matter of fact, they practiced over at Westside. I remember we went over there and interviewed Pete Carroll. But makes sense to
high 70s all week in LA.
All week. And all of a sudden, you're standing and feel like temperatures of the upper 30s or lower 40s. And then you have to perform. And yes, for the most part, you're out there playing football, so you're staying warm. But the people who are standing on the sideline, yeah, Nebraska's a long drive. All of a sudden, the offense is sitting there on the sideline, and they're getting a little cold. They get their big jackets on. You know, they're putting on extra gloves. They're wearing some extra long pants. All this stuff they're doing, right? Because it's cold. And then it gets into your brain. So all of those things go back to what the temperature is and why you think that it could be a factor for Nebraska on Saturday night. Now, I have a serious question for people out there. 402-951-1620, or you want to tweet it, or you want to put it in the YouTube stream or whatever else. How do I get yelled at? What do I need to do to get yelled at? Or at least a phone call from a coach being upset at me because I did something, right? Back in the day when Bo was here, everybody got a phone call. Everybody. Hell, I was doing a radio show 5 days a week. I was saying stuff. Did I get a phone call? No. Did Kevin Kugler get a phone call? More than once.
Just the white guys getting phone calls?
No, John Niatawa got a phone call.
No, there went that theory.
I know. Everybody got a phone call. Sometimes it was from the head coach. Sometimes it was from an assistant coach. Sometimes it was from a chief of staff. Sometimes it was from, what do you call it? Administrative people, right? Somebody called them. Not me. Not me. No calls. And again, I've been doing this on and off for about 21 years. You figure the odds alone would help me out. So what do I need to do?
You're not a man who strays away from saying things either.
I say things.
You know, there's some people that are very careful about going on the air and saying things.
I have never. That's funny. Fun. The two reasons this is funny. One, Hedley Lamar one of my favorite characters in all of TV movies, right? He said, Michael, did you ever meet Bo for coffee in the basement of the Cornerstone Hotel? I did not. Do you know this story?
I've heard it referenced a whole bunch. I'm not familiar with the origin of it.
Okay, the origin of it is a message board thought it would be a good idea to hire somebody to go shoot video of a team that Nebraska was going to be playing to start the season. I don't exactly remember it, but it was a directional school. And then sent the tape to the football office. Bo went a little ballistic. Not surprisingly. One, it's illegal. Mm-hmm. Two, it's just stupid. And so what Bo thought it'd be funny to do was to then reach out to the said person who had done this, or at least to the message board, and say, hey, I want to say thank you. Come meet me before the game at the Cornerstone Hotel. And said meeting involved him yelling at a person named after a type of school bus. Is the story, at least, right? That's the story. And it was very entertaining for everyone. Supposedly there was some video of it. I don't know if there was or not, but supposedly there was some video of it. The one I'm really surprised about, I never got a call from, was a former basketball coach for Nebraska. And Nebraska ball Mike calling made me think about it because I hated on him the whole time he was here. Whether it was the tweeting at halftime or all the jokes or the not winning, all of that.
Well, they're used to the not winning.
That is true. Maybe he was just used to it. Let's go back to the phones. The Prairie Flower Casino hotline. That's where Nebraska ball Mike is. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Yourself?
I'm good. I have a question.
Okay.
Are you telling me you never got a call from Margarita Boy?
From who?
Scott Frost. After what you said the day
No. I never got a phone call. It was uncomfortable at the stadium the first couple of weeks after he was fired, but no one ever called me. Nobody.
That surprises me. It really does.
Yeah, I know. But nope, never did, man.
It's because he was right.
I mean, not that he didn't deserve everything you said, because he torched this program and left, and he's clowned. And I know you picked on Tim Miles, but you know what? He got us to the tournament for the first time in 22 years. Or 16 years. So as much as you can pick on him, he got us there more than two other coaches before him showed up.
That is true. He was much better coach than Barry Collier and Doc Sadler.
He was.
That's a bold
Yes,
statement,
he was.
Nebraska ball, Mike. That was a bold statement. Yes, he was better than them. Yes, very true.
This game is making me nervous.
No, you'll be all right.
Of course, every big game makes me nervous.
Yeah, I understand.
Until we actually finish the job one time, I will always be nervous. This ranked team thing, 28 games in a row.
It's incredible.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
If this happened anywhere else, they'd be having a freak out every week.
Well, you know what would have happened? Multiple coaches would have gotten fired. That's what's happened here.
And maybe the governor would have yelled at our AD too.
Right, exactly.
And by the way, God bless him for doing that,
Yeah.
because that is so true of so many coaches making so much money off of buyouts and leaving and getting fired and agents getting cuts of stuff. I was so happy when he did that.
Yeah.
He might have been out of pocket, but he was right.
I have no problem with his pocket or what he took out of it. Not at all.
Good.
It was awesome. Nebraska Mike, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy the game tomorrow.
You too.
All right. So he mentioned 0-28 for Nebraska, right? 0-18 for Rhule in his last two gigs in college. But the question is the 0-7 here at Nebraska. That's all we care about. 0-7, right? So I went and looked. How many of those games was Nebraska favored in? How many were their dogs? Because in general, believe it or not, there's a reason why you're an underdog. And many times, not always, Vegas can be right? And they make you a favorite because you're the better team. Last year, Nebraska played number 21 Michigan. This year, they played Nebraska. Number 21, Michigan played Nebraska. That was a weird line because you can find that line at 1 some places. Michigan as a favorite. You can find it at 2, 2.5. So I'll just say they were a favorite between 1 and 2.5, somewhere in there. Obviously, Michigan wins the game. In 2024, Nebraska was a 9.5-point favorite against number 24 Illinois. 9.5.
A lot of points.
It's a lot of points. So there's a time when they were a favorite. Against Indiana that season, Indiana was favored by 6.5. We all know what happened in that game. But number 4, Ohio State, was favored by 25, and we all know what happened in that game as well. All losses, but Nebraska kept that one close. Go back to 2023. Colorado was favored by 2.5 to open the season. Michigan was favored by 17.5, but at the end of the season, number 20 Iowa was an underdog to Nebraska, who was favored by 2.5, and of course we know what happened there. So only 2 times out of those 7 has Nebraska been a favorite. 1 game, not close. The other one, extremely close. If that tells you anything about whether or not it matters if they're a favorite or if they are a underdog. So I just went through that and looked that up. So if it feels even better. I had a funny one I read about. Oh, the guy called him Tom Kilometers. That's funny.
Miles Kilometers.
That's funny.
I get it.
My son, whose name is Miles, is often called by the mail lady Kilometers. So pretty funny. I always thought it was kind of funny. Hot Dangers says, Nebraska ball, Mike, we are Nebraska ball fans. Our endless hope is the foundation of our souls. We got this thread. Okay, cool. I got it. Cool. He could have thought Michael was Michelle. What does that even mean? I don't know. Anyway, so if you have any suggestions on ways I can get a call from an administrator and or a coach upset about something I said, I'd appreciate it. And right now my job isn't that. You know, I'm doing Big Red wrap up. You know, there are times where I get upset, just like anybody else, about calls or the Minnesota game.
Sure.
I don't think I've been – the last time I was that upset about a Nebraska game plan, you might have to go back to 2004.
Whoa.
At Iowa State. You might have to go back to that when it was so windy that the crane that was helping to build the new field house almost got knocked over by the wind. They had to take it down. And Nebraska decided it was going to throw the ball all over the place.
Throw the ball today.
In the wind. There was a pass by Joe Daly that literally in midair turned left because it was so windy and went out of bounds. But since then, I don't believe I've been that mad about a game plan as I was in the Minnesota game. And the week after on Big Red Wrap-Up, I expressed it. I thought that they weren't prepared. I didn't think the coaches prepared them. I didn't think that the defensive line was prepared to go. I didn't think that the offensive coordinator had a good game plan. I was frustrated when he came out in the first drive, and I know it was a run-pass option, but the fact that Emmett didn't touch the ball, mad, upset. But I think it was legitimate, and so, you know, you don't hear anything in that situation. But for the most part, I'm doing my job. I'm reading highlights. I'm facilitating the guys who are the guests on the panel and making sure that is the case. Eric sent me a text saying Huskers down to 4-5. That means it's 4.5 here in town. It's one thing to be 4.5 across the country, but many times over in Iowa, because of the Nebraska fans, it doesn't move the same way. So even over there, even over there for whatever reason, so that's crazy. That I think it's a combination of, one, there was the thought of there being this heaviness on the program because of the Penn State stuff, whether it was real or not, and that heaviness has now been lifted. 2, obviously the weather, we've mentioned that. And then I think people just start looking at it and going, can you trust USC on the road? I don't know. Certainly, there are people who cover them don't think they can trust them. You know, we talked to a couple different guys that cover USC that said they have no idea what's going to happen. So anyway, we'll take a break. We come back after the top of the hour. Steve Sipple will join us. We'll go over a bunch of stuff with Steven, including revisiting the last time something like this happened in terms of an extension with a coach, kind of in the same period of his career. We'll chat with him about that as well when we come back here on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. Welcome back. Connor Happer Show, 1620 The Zone, 402-951-1620. Michael Severe sitting in for Connor Happer today, and then again tomorrow. Oh, no, Monday. Not tomorrow, Monday. I'll be here Sunday morning, though, but not for Connor.
You'll be on the air tomorrow morning.
I will be on the air tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock on 1620 The Zone, the pregame, better known as Bish and the Brownie. That is the unofficial name of the show.
Edgy, I like it.
Named by Josh Peterson. Josh Peterson apparently has some sort of issues with brownies. I don't know.
Got issues with a lot of people.
I know. It's kind of crazy that he would have those kind of issues with people. He's such an affable guy. You know, he's a good dude. So tonight, obviously, is Halloween. And so I've never been a big Halloween person. Never a person that dressed up or anything like that. It just didn't work out with my childhood. But I do appreciate the fact that in the past, my kids have gone out and got some candy and brought it back to me, especially the ones that I like the most. And so I do appreciate that. Now, my kids have now kind of aged out of Halloween. My oldest is 19, so he's doing some Hollywood stuff, but he's doing Halloween stuff at the college, at UNO. So not in our neighborhood going trick-or-treating. He's wearing a costume and everything. My youngest, who's 16, is like, yeah, I really don't want to go do anything. I'm just going to hang out the house. I'll help hand out candy. So I don't have someone to go out and get me the said candy I need. So if anybody would like to at any point bring me this particular candy, I would appreciate it. I lean on 3 candies at this point in my life. I went through many candies growing up. At one point, I liked Chunky. Have you ever had a Chunky bar?
I'm aware of it. I don't know that I've ever had one.
The little square bar you can break into 4 pieces. Used to be my thing.
It had fruit. Did it have fruit in it?
One had raisins in it. Yeah. Have you ever had a Charleston Chew?
I have. Been a long time.
My wife still buys me a Charleston Chew to put in my stocking every Christmas.
Whoa.
I throw it in the freezer, break it up, eat it. It's a delight. I love it. But I've moved on from those candies. Now I have 3 candies. Primarily, I always appreciated when the kids brought home. I'm going to first tell you the 3 candies I can't stand. Part of it's because I don't eat peanut butter. Okay? So, not eating peanut butter takes away a lot of the candies.
Yeah.
So, I hate Butterfinger. I don't know what the flavor is in a Butterfinger. I don't like it.
I wish it was a little easier to eat.
I have bitten into it and went, what is this malarkey they call candy? This is brutal. First of all, it's too hard. It crunches weird. It doesn't taste good. I always bringing home Butterfingers. Ugh, don't like them. The other one for me, and this is again because I don't eat peanut butter, but it's the Reese's peanut butter cup. I know people love them. I believe some people have them as their number 1 candy. Since I don't eat peanut butter, obviously don't. And then the third one they bring home, which I've never understood, and I think it's a crime against nature, is the Almond Joy. Like,
yeah, you can get out of there with
that. Why? Does anybody need that much coconut? Unless you're stuck on a desert island with Tom Hanks. Why do you need that much coconut in your life? You don't. Here's the thing, though. My wife loves Almond Joy. So she will eat them. No one else will. Nobody else likes them. So those are the 3. I don't bring those home to us. The number 1, should I go 1 or 3? Like number 3 candy that I'm going to miss my kids bringing home for me is one of my favorites. It's simply Sour Patch Kids. I like Sour Patch Kids at the movies. I like Sour Patch Kids when we're driving across country. I like Sour Patch Kids when I go on the 50-mile march. I always have some Sour Patch Kids with me because it's a good energy source. Love me some Sour Patch Kids. That's number 3. Number 2, Twix. But I don't know why, I don't like the tiny size Twix.
Great take.
I don't know why I don't like them, but I want a full-size Twix.
The ratio's off. The structure's different. I don't know what it is about a fun-sized Twix that isn't as good as the regular thing.
I'm with you. I don't understand why. Now, I will tell you that occasionally, if you give me the fun size, what I will do is just bite off the caramel chocolate and throw the cookie away.
Oh. No, that's a little extra work.
I know, but it's that hard. It's like, it's gone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I will do that. But a full-size Twix, that's my number 2. My number 1. You want to guess?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Your number 1 candy.
When the kids bring home the candies, they moved all of these to the side for me because it's the one that I like the most. And I really don't eat it any other time than at Halloween. Like I occasionally.
I was going to say Snickers, and then you said that.
And I don't do the peanut. I don't like peanuts in my chocolate.
Okay.
So I kind of don't, not a big fan of that. But when I go to Hollywood Candy, every now and then if somebody comes in town, I take them to Hollywood Candy. Have you been?
Yes, many times.
Great place to go. They got the albums, they got the pinball machines, all that stuff. So anyway, when I go there, they have the full-size ones, and I will buy them. But other than that, the only time I ever really get them is during Halloween. And it is the 100-gram bar.
Oh, I'm glad you said something. I could have spent all day guessing and been wrong.
Love the 100-gram bar. It's something about what you referenced earlier, the mixture. It's just, and in the large one, it's 2 pieces separated in the one package. And the first part is just pure joy. It's so good. And then you think to yourself, damn, it's all gone. And then there's a second piece.
But it's not.
There's a second piece. And you get to eat the second piece. Do I love a 100-gram bar? It is so, so good. So I like the Sour Patch Kids. When they bring them home, the little small bags just make you mad because it's like 2 pieces in it, and that drives you nuts. And then full-size Twix. I'll take a left one or a right one, doesn't matter. Either way. And then the 100-gram bar, because the 100-gram bar, for some reason, is just my jam, even though it doesn't have any jam in it. And the idea of the 2 pieces really, really is cool, too. It just makes me a little happier when after I've eaten the first piece, I can go and say, ooh, a second piece. And it's delicious. So, yeah, the boys always like, oh, we got some 100-gram bars. But now that my kids have aged out of Halloween, I am a little sad. They're playing a game right now on the Big Ten Network, which, as a guy who grew up as a Penn State fan, I love this game. Penn State, Ohio State, the block field goal game. I mean, it is just a joy to watch, an absolute joy to watch that game. Again, so what are yours? Do you have 3 that either you don't like or 3 you like, or what do you think, Josh?
I like a peanut butter cup.
Yeah, a lot of people like that.
I don't know what they are. They have a blank wrapper, but it's like I think it's like a waxy candy.
A waxy candy?
It comes in either a black or an orange wrapper. There's nothing. There's no words. There's no picture on the wrapper. I don't know where people get these. I don't know what they are, but I hate them. I throw them right out.
I know what you're talking about. Isn't one of them kind of a butterscotch? Not butterscotch. It's like a chewy, chalky kind of. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell those in the giant bags together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why people buy them.
I don't know where they come from.
I don't either.
I think we're still recycling the same ones from 1984.
Like a fruitcake.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mike, like a taffy. Yeah.
Like a weird taffy thing. Yeah.
Get those out of there.
Yeah.
I like a Snickers, a peanut butter cup. I'll generally take all my kids. What is it? Mr. Goodbar? No, Crackle.
Oh, I haven't seen
because it's. I've never seen like, hey, get a king size Crackle at the gas station. I've only seen it in Halloween bags of candy.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's one of the mixture. It comes with the Hershey
Mr. Goodbar and the Hershey.
Yep, all together. Yeah. The Crackle ones. Is the Crackle similar to the one that has the Rice Krispie treats on top of it?
It's very similar to like a Crunch Bar.
Like a Crunch Bar.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, those are good. So Connor is a sour candy person too?
Yes, he is.
I love sour candy. There's a great, and I can't find it. I'd love to find it because you can find everything on the internet, right? But not everything.
Definitely.
So there is a Mad TV skit where this
second Mad TV reference of the show.
I know, crazy, huh? They're sitting in front of a congressional hearing, and it's this business, these companies that sell this sour candy that's so sour it's killing people. It is an hilarious skit. And they're like, it's so sour that people are dying, right? and they whisper to each other? Yeah, we know. It's just a great skit. It's so funny. We'll take a break. We come back. Steven M Sipple, hopefully, we'll chat with him about the game and a lot of other things. We come back here to the Connor Happer Show, hour number 4 coming up here on 1620 Zone.
Steve Sipple,
Hey! The conversation gets even more uncomfortable, okay?
Omaha!
Steve Sipple on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back to the Connor Happer Show. I am Michael Severe, sitting in for Connor today, along with Josh, the producer, also known as Josh the Jamaican, because he had so many different jobs. We are now going to go to a guy I normally talk to on Sunday mornings. We'll talk to today. From Husker Online, he is the podcast master. He is, damn it, I hung up on him. I hit the wrong button. Oh, my God, I hate that. It happens sometimes. It's the look away. It's the look away. Like, you got to, it's like when you catch a football, kids. Look it into your hands. Don't worry about what's in front of you. Don't worry about what's behind you. Look it into your hands and then figure everything out after that. You know, catch it. Don't worry about anything else. The look away is bad. I did the look away and I hung up on him. This time I'm going to work it. Steven M Sipple, how are you doing, sir?
Okay, I got you now, Michael. What is going on here?
Well, I did the look away, which I was telling kids, you know, if the football comes to you, you got to look it in your hands. I turned my head back away from the phone and hit the wrong button.
Well, I meant more like you're 1620 doing a show. This is like old days.
It is. Well, he called me and asked me if I could do it, and I didn't have anything really until this afternoon. So I said, yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, it's great.
Yes. So this is going to actually be like the old days, Sip, because you miss confrontational radio, and we're having confrontational radio now. Are you ready? Just want to make sure you're ready.
Hold on. Did I miss it? You and Kugler. I mean, we used to almost have fist fights sometimes.
Well, I'm going to talk about something that we almost had a fist fight about. I'm going to take you back to 2007, leading up to that season when you were pushing for Bill Callahan to have an extension. And then you were pushing. You wrote articles. You were pushing.
I can't remember doing that, but I'm going to trust that you're right.
I looked them up. They're still out there, believe it or not. And then after the Nevada game, when Nebraska had a great running game and Marlon Lucky was all of a sudden a Heisman candidate, you were then, again, very much pushing, and they gave the extension to Bill Callahan. Was this a good time? Has the head coach done enough at Nebraska this time in 2025 to have warranted an extension?
It's always a gamble, right? It's almost like gambling. It's you're betting. An AD is betting on this guy. He's 18-15. I feel like the trajectory is good. I would not say great, but it's good. Again, it's a roll of the dice, right? I don't know. How do I know? There's a lot of the picture I do like.
Yeah.
I like how forceful he is as a leader.
Yes.
He's a force. He's kind of a massive kind of a force of nature. I like that part. I like the passion in the program now. The Minnesota game happened, but generally speaking, this is a team that you count on to show up and play all game long. So all of that is good. There's deficiencies. There's surprising deficiencies to me, because when he took the job, my whole thing was, this is a guy who's very interested in the trenches. And I'd say the main deficiencies are the trenches in his third year. But anyway, there's a lot you can nitpick. There's a lot of things you can find that you'd say, that makes sense. But at the end of the day, you don't know, and you're rolling the dice. It's a high level game you're playing.
And again, referencing 2007, of course, the next game after Wake Forest and the extension was USC, who came to town at Nebraska and didn't go well. Doing it before the USC game, you feel good about that?
Well, yeah. I think you have to. We're older now, Michael. You can't look at every game as a referendum on the head coach. We'll do that a little bit because the timing of this game, it'll become that. I'll resist it as much as I can and consider, the progress they made in year one and year two, and the fact that they're, right now they're 6-2. And I regard, when I say I like the trajectory, it's not all about record, but 6-2 is about it's about where I thought they'd be right now, with a chance to get to 8-4, maybe 9-3. So they're right where I think they would be, and win or lose, they're right where I think they would be. So I don't want to make it all about the contract on Saturday. I don't think it should be that. The timing is such that it will be a little bit about that.
And I understand what you're saying, Sip. The thing is, Ryan Day loses to Michigan, and they want to fire him. He goes on to win the national championship, of course, but still people were looking at it, Ryan Day. It is, college football is now, it's a week-to-week thing. It is a referendum on, especially it's a referendum when it's a ranked opponent, right? Whether it should be or not, that's when it's a referendum. And this game feels so, we chatted about this, 2013, the last time in November they had a game at kind of this big against Michigan State. It was for the Legends. It's a long time ago. But this feels like this is the biggest game since then in this month for this program. Right?
I'm going back. You said 2013.
2013, they played Michigan State essentially for the Legends, because Michigan State goes on to win the Legends and win the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's not been a bigger game than that since then. Wow.
And not November. No, I mean, you have obviously you have the Miami game and the Oregon game, and you have those. They're earlier in the season.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned November. I think that is a critical part of the Matt Rhule conversation. Matt is 1-7 in November. The program's I think it's 5-19 or 4-19 since 2019. That's it. You have to start to reverse that now.
Yeah.
I've been saying that all week. Is you got to start winning key games in November. Now here's the thing, though. Rhule addresses that. He addressed it Monday. He said I tell the guys we have to train for November. He's putting emphasis on it.
Yep.
I believe he puts emphasis on the right things. I mean, I don't talk to you and address these things willy-nilly. I mean, I listen to him mainly at the podium. You know, there's a lot of ways you can listen to Matt Rhule these days, but mainly when he addresses us at the podium, I mean, I like his messages. I think they get through to the players. I think he, just as a leader, he's so good at the messages to the players, the messages to the fans, the messages to the entirety of the program, support personnel. All of that looks good to me. Now, it comes down to Saturdays, though, and it will always come down to Saturdays. And 4 big games remain. Let's see what it looks like.
Steven M Sipple joining us from Husker Online, the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. How did you feel? What did you feel about the announcement, the way it was made? Having it on McAfee kind of first, recording the House Rules thing the day before. How did you feel about the way they did the whole announcement?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, I think that with a place like Nebraska, you need it to be orderly. You need it to be orderly. You prefer it to be orderly. I mean, it's a pretty significant moment, especially as it turns out, the magnitude of it is significant. So they want to treat it as such. I think that the word is it's orderly, and they wanted the. I mean, I think that's good. I think it's good to have a coach who doesn't treat this like it's a junior college.
Yeah,
I've felt that way about a few of the head coaches since Osborne. That it almost began to feel at times like a JUCO around here, and it won't feel that way with these guys in charge, with Dan and the Rhule.
Yeah,
they treat it differently, especially the head coach, I'd say.
Sip, take yourself back to working at the Lincoln Journal-Star, and you're working at the Lincoln Journal-Star, and you find out through a source or 2 sources that this extension is coming. Do you write it for the paper before it happens?
I'd have to have the head coach probably say it's signed. I mean, I don't think we would write that it's going to be signed, or
you don't. You wouldn't write that it's in the works, or word is that this is going to happen.
You could. Me, I'm really careful, and I was always very careful as a reporter, because the worry would be it gets blown up. I mean, what happened with Rhule when Nebraska initially hired Rhule? I mean, I was following it really close, had really good sources, and there's at one point it looked like the deal was done. In fact, I was told the deal was done, and it was very tempting to write it, but it wasn't done. The deal wasn't done. It was agreed to in principle, and I thought, okay, maybe we can do this. And I thought, if it blows up, we're in trouble. I mean, we can't report that they hired him and then go back and say they didn't. Yeah.
But if it's in the paper, you let the news side write it, right?
No, I was right.
I'm saying if you're back at the Lincoln Journal-Star and the word is that this is going to happen, instead of the columnist writing it, you wouldn't have the news side write it. Because I mean, it's a state story. Obviously, it's a financial story. It's a commitment story. So you wouldn't do it that way.
No, it would have been a sports story.
Okay.
I would have preferred. I know my preference would have been, we got to wait till this is signed and we know it's signed. And if the head coach tells us it's signed, or his agent tells us it's signed, or the AD tells us it's signed, I'd feel comfortable. Otherwise, I would. I mean, I don't think I can source that. I'd have to know for sure it was signed.
Right.
I mean, that's the critical thing. Yeah.
Okay. So just a memo of understanding wouldn't be good enough.
Memo of understanding. If it's a signed memo of understanding, I feel better about it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to something we talked about. This is about 7-8 weeks ago, and we were texting back and forth, and you made the argument that the quarterback at Michigan State was better than the quarterback at USC. And I want to know if you still feel that way.
I don't. I don't at all. In fact, I can't. I wish I could make a contrived argument I don't even feel good about. And I can't even do that. I mean, it would. No, Maeva's been excellent, better than I would have expected.
You think first round pick? You think first round pick?
I don't know about that. I haven't seen enough of him.
Okay.
He benefits way better talent around him. I mean, I would be interested to see what Aiden Childs. I always do this with quarterbacks.
Sure.
I'd be interested to see what Aiden Childs looks like with USC's talent compared to his own talent. He has some. I think he has an NFL receiver at Michigan State.
He does.
A pretty good running back, but it's not what it's certainly not up front what it is at USC. We can debate that, but I'm not going to. I think that Maeve is a better quarterback this year than Aiden Childs for sure.
Yeah, he's obviously I know you like a bigger quarterback, a bigger running back, and he's 6'3", 230 or whatever, 6'4", 230. I think he's a great example, Sip, of what development happens when you get with the right coach. Because I watched him at UNLV. He was not a draft pick. I watched him last year. Yeah. I watch him this year. He makes NFL throws that I just go, wow, what a throw.
That's trouble.
Into traffic. He makes throws into traffic that you go, you shouldn't make that throw. But you got great wide receivers, as you mentioned, gives them a chance. And a lot of times they catch it.
He's got a great coach, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And coach 100% matters a lot. I mean, and there's a great example. He's a great example of that because he's got the best in the business coaching.
Yeah, although I do worry, and you experienced this with Bill Callahan like we all did, I do worry sometimes about those offensive guys being too smart for themselves and just not sticking with something that's working and try to do something like, I don't know, a wide receiver pass in the rain against Notre Dame. I kind of worry about those offensive geniuses sometimes getting too creative.
Yeah, I'd say that play. I don't think that that's a habit of Lincoln Riley's. It's not like I watch him game to game. I think he's one of the best in business calling plays. I always say I consider myself more of a football layman than you do. You understand the game at a higher level than I do, but I can see as a layman that Lincoln Riley when he's calling plays, it doesn't look, he gets in a rhythm. It looks like things are building off of each other. It looks like there was a well-crafted game plan that made sense.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to pick up on as I don't think you have to be a football expert to see it.
Yeah. So how much do you lean into their struggles on the road, their struggles in weather, when you're trying to figure out if Nebraska can win this game? USC struggles.
I wouldn't count on it if I were Nebraska, because it's not going to be that bad out. I mean, I think it's
just under 6. They haven't won in under 60 degrees, so it's not bad. They haven't won in under 60 degrees in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I guess what I'm telling you, I wouldn't count on it.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be so miserable that I don't even want to say miserable. It's not going to be such a detriment that it should affect those guys. I mean, I get it. I get the record. I get the record going to the east, across time zones, all of that. I understand it. But you're asking me about the weather. If it's 40 degrees and the wind isn't blowing, is that really going to affect a bunch of football players that much? I wouldn't think so.
Well, they live in Southern California, so it might affect them a little bit more than it affects us.
I might maybe I'm giving them more credit than I should.
Yeah, and I think the more than the weather, and I threw the weather in there, but just the road splits. They're just even Maeva's. I mean, he's literally throwing for 3 yards less an attempt on the road than he is at home. That's a huge number for that kind of stat.
You're not going to convince me. No, listen. There's a distinction I have to share with you.
Okay,
it could be a factor. I'm just saying I wouldn't if I were Nebraska. I wouldn't count on it.
Sure,
I just can't.
Right.
I wouldn't count on it happening.
Right.
It could be a factor.
Yeah, I was thinking more would it be a factor when you're making your decision if you're going to pick them to win or how they can play.
Oh, no, not really.
Okay.
I don't trust it. I don't trust that enough.
Right.
If you said 32 and it's going to be wet outside.
Yeah.
And there's a wind. Yeah, I would. I'd factor it. But
yeah,
if it's like it is right now, No, I'm not. I don't think that's it.
Yeah. Their Big Ten wins are UCLA and Purdue on the road. UCLA and Purdue.
I think Nebraska fans are probably listening to you and saying Severe knows what he's talking about. Sipple doesn't. I just don't.
I understand.
I don't trust it.
Look, they got a lot of talent, man. They're loaded. They're down to their third and fourth running back, and those guys are playing well, although they didn't play that well against Notre Dame. Still, I get it. Their tight end leads the Big Ten in yards per catch. The tight end.
They're pretty good offensively.
Yeah.
But I watched that. I did watch the Illinois game.
Sure.
In its entirety because it was an off week.
Yep.
And I was not over. I just thought this looked gettable for Nebraska. So that's the way I'm still approaching.
Yeah.
I saw them. I saw the entire game.
Right.
They didn't. They kind of slept walk.
They did.
That game.
Body clock game. Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Body clock
so
game.
It was maybe a little misleading, but I'll tell you what wasn't misleading was Mekhi Lemon was extraordinary in that game. And he's number 6 is going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah. And then the other wide receiver, he's kind of a deep threat. And if you check Mekhi Lemon, all of a sudden you get beat by the other guy. So, and we mentioned the tight end already. So they're really deep. How many times you think Nebraska needs to run? If you're going to put a time for Nebraska running the ball, how many attempts would you like to see?
I'd have to know how many plays they run.
Okay. So I'll give you get it. So USC runs 69 on average. Nebraska runs 58 on average. Let's put it in the middle and say they run about 62 plays.
Then I think they better be 60% like Northwestern.
So 40 rushing attempts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd go. I mean, I just feel more comfortable discussing ratio.
Yeah.
And I think the ratio against Northwestern would make sense in this game. And I think that was 39 rushes to 21 passes, maybe double check it.
Yeah.
But yes, 60%. I think that you got to load it up. And maybe you see another running back run it more. Maybe this is a game where you can get Mekhi Nelson 7 or 8 carries, depending what he's doing on practice.
Yeah.
But this is an Emmett Johnson game. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I bet he'll look great.
I really want to see them get the ball to Mosey in the open space. The 3 or 4 times we've seen him so far where he's caught the ball or got into open space running it, he's bigger than I thought he was, and he runs harder than I thought he did based off of what I saw out of high school. I think he could be a difference maker if he gets the chance to touch the ball. I think he could be. I'd love to see that.
Oh, that would be. I mean, I think that'd be great if they could get him. He and Nelson a little bit more involved. Not that I'm not hung up on it.
Sure.
Emmett's ready to roll. I mean, and this is an Emmett Johnson game. He's a big part of Nebraska's path to victory. Everybody knows.
What'd you pick for your score?
I can't even remember. I picked USC though.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I think I picked 30, something like 31 to 28. Like most people would probably pick something in that range.
Yeah, so you picked the cover and right around the total, which is right about 59.5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think it'll be I don't know. Don't trust Nebraska quite enough to pick them right now.
Well, you have to see it, right? Yeah, you got to see it happen one time before you can just say it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm still sort of reeling from that Minnesota pick.
Yeah.
So I told Sean I'm going to get a little bit more. Michael, I like having these discussions with you because you understand. In my role as I always consider myself a sports writer, not a prognosticator. So I've never really taken picks that seriously. Never have.
Right.
Going back 20 years, I just thought, it's something you just throw in at the last minute. It's not really my job, But now it seems like it's a little more my job,
Yeah.
People pay attention to it more than I would have expected, more than I'm comfortable with. I'm not a handicapper. I'm a sports writer, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take it a little more seriously.
I feel better, and I'm going to break my own rule about transitive properties. I feel much better about the Minnesota pick after they played Iowa, because that's the team I thought Minnesota was. That team. So I feel much better because of that.
That's a good spin.
I'm like, that's the team I was telling everybody they were. They suck.
That's a very good. Okay, I'm going to use that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sip, I will see you up in the press box tomorrow. Are you going to wear black?
I'm not going to wear black. No.
I can't believe you're not going to wear black, Sip. Come on, man. Be a part of the community.
All right.
All right.
Maybe I'll wear a black coat.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Thanks, Sip.
All
right, man. Steven M Sipple. That's funny. I almost said the Lincoln Journal-Star because we talked so much about it. From Husker Online, a longtime columnist who pushed for Bill Callahan to have an extension he wrote an article in August about how Bill Callahan needs an extension, came on with us on the radio. It was every Monday he came on with us, and it was always a fight. And he comes on, and I'm like, why? I mean, what did you think you saw in the bowl game in 2006 that made you think he needed an extension? And he's like, well, he's done all the things. He got the Big 12 championship game. I'm like, but they got beat, and then they played a bowl game where they showed up for the first drive, and that was it. And then we argued about it. Then the Nevada game happens, and Nebraska just beat the living tar out of a team that eventually brought in Colin Kaepernick as a freshman to play. Also the team that invented the pistol, right? Anyway, and he was like, oh, he was all for it then. And they gave him the extension. They barely beat Wake Forest, which was a game where they really dominated but didn't score a lot of points. And then, of course, USC came to town. And first play, did you go to that game? Remember that game?
No, I didn't go. And
first play, they run a trap to the fullback. Dude goes 50 yards. So I believe the second play was also to the fullback. They just drove. And it was a high-scoring game. It was actually a fun game to watch, but it was kind of always out of reach. And what kind of really messed the game up was opening kickoff, there was a really bad injury that happened. I mean, it was like you can't really tell what's happening, but everybody's kind of worried. Mm-hmm. So something bad had happened, and it just really took all the energy out of the crowd. And by the time the game got going again, they couldn't get the energy back. And then, of course, USC started moving the ball like crazy. But anyway, so that's 2007 USC. Let's avoid that happening for sure. When we come back, we've got weekend predictions. Yeah. Apparently, Connor's got some predictions for us to pick. I am excited about that. I have some picks as well I will give out of things that I like for this weekend as well. And we still have what to watch all coming up here as we wrap up the final hour of the week on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 Zone. Welcome back to the Connor Happer Show. I am Michael Severe sitting in for Connor Happer. Happy Halloween, everybody. This day, kind of where I'm from in New Orleans, is a unique kind of day. Because so it's not just Halloween, all Halloween, getting ready for before All Saints Day. It's a very serious day in a very Catholic city. And I thought I would never see it be as serious as I did in New Orleans. Then I moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where they honor the dead that are in between worlds between these 2 days at a very weird way. And, burning the effigies and all that. It's really interesting. They're very into it. But I prefer, happy-go-lucky Halloween.
Sure, yeah.
Trick or treat, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat kind of thing. That's what I look for.
Get my man a Heath bar.
Get me a Heath bar. See, I like the Heath bar, but really I only like it when it's broken up on top of like an ice cream sundae. That's kind of my way to have the Heath bar. But, if it's there, I do like toffee. I'm a toffee guy. I'll admit that. So, before we get to the predictions, all you guys know Mike Schaefer very well. Mike's been on every show and just a good guy, one of the best people to talk about Husker football and Husker sports with. And it was announced earlier today, he announced that he had gotten laid off from his job at 24/7 Sports, which is just, he's got about a 14-month-old maybe, and just moved here to Omaha from Lincoln. So I know that there'll be a gig for him. I know there will be. I know he loves this job he's in, and he, gets a chance to cover recruiting, which he loves, and cover Nebraska football, which he loves. And so I'm hoping that whatever he finds next will be fulfilling for him. I know he's great on the radio. I know he'd be great on a radio show. Schaefer's just a good dude, man, and he's really good, and he knows, and he preps, and he prepares. And so whatever comes for him next, I wish him all the luck. And hopefully if he needs anybody to say, this guy's a good guy and give him a recommendation, I certainly would be right there to do that. All right, Josh, what you got, man?
Well, after that.
Sorry, Josh.
No, you're okay. Weekend predictions. We picked the biggest games of the weekend.
Woo!
Connor has sent me the games. I will update the standings because they make me look very good. I went 5-1 last week.
Look at you, boy.
That's right.
Against the number?
Yeah, against the spread.
Ooh, boy.
9-3 over the last 2 weeks.
Whoa.
I have surged ahead of Connor. I hold a 1-game lead.
I love it.
Here we go.
I love it.
We will allow you to pick as well, Michael. Try and go unbeaten.
Okay. I love it.
Let's see.
I feel like I'm flying in to game day.
That's right. We begin at the Horseshoe. Number 1, Ohio State. 11 a.m. on Fox.
Do we have to?
They host Penn State. 20.5-point favorite.
So the bet I like is under team total for Penn State, and I think under the total as well. I am going to take Penn State in the points, but that is really simply because I'm a homer. Okay.
Okay.
All
okay. Looks like Connor and I have both selected Ohio State.
I figured you would.
I
figured you would.
Same time, 11 a.m. on ABC.
ABC.
If you don't have YouTube TV, number 9, Vanderbilt.
Ooh.
At number 20, Texas. The Longhorns, a 2.5-point favorite.
Yes, sir.
At the Connor Happer Sportsbook.
I am a huge fan of Diego Pavia. Huge. Diego Pavia from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Has done a great job this season. I am not a fan of the University of Tejas.
Neither am I.
And because of that, and because of Diego, and because even though Texas is getting more healthy in their secondary, I still am going to hope that Texas makes a huge mistake and Vanderbilt wins that game, and also by the number.
Connor also took Vandy.
Nice.
I took Texas, and I wrote, because it doesn't make sense. Sometimes college football just doesn't make sense.
You say that, and you can say it 100 times, and it's so true.
I watched Texas last week. They shouldn't have a shot to beat Vandy, but
I still think something was wrong with the way that game was played late. Some of the calls. I'm just saying.
Number 13, Texas Tech.
Yes, sir.
In Manhattan to take on the suddenly
Resurgence.
Kind of Kansas State Wildcats.
Yeah. What is the number?
K-State. Now, I don't know why Connor wrote it this way.
What?
K-State plus 7.5.
Okay, yeah.
Which would be Texas Tech minus 7.5.
Yeah,
right?
It all depends on if the person's home or road, how you write it.
I guess he gave me the home number each time. So that's why he wrote it that way.
Yeah.
2:30 on Big Fox.
This is one of mine. I like the over 51.5. And because I like the over, I think that Texas Tech late in the game is going to cover that number because I have the over. Usually if you take an underdog, you take the under. I like the over. I like a lot of points.
Connor and I both took the Red Raiders.
Nice.
So we all agree, which means
Kansas State wins.
That's right. Another showdown in the SEC. ABC Saturday night, 6:30. Number 18 Oklahoma at number 14 Tennessee. The Vols find themselves a 2.5-point favorite.
Tennessee has won 3 games in the SEC so far this season. The combined record of the teams that they have beaten is 0-13.
Oh, wow.
Oklahoma has the number 1 sack rate and number 1 havoc in the SEC and maybe in the country. I'm taking Oklahoma plus the 3. I think Oklahoma wins outright.
Wow. I kind of wish I had known that before I made my pick. Connor and I both took Tennessee.
Tennessee has played against some of the worst in terms of pass rush teams. Now they're going to play against one of the best.
We go to ESPN 9:15 kickoff,
late.
home of College Game Day. The 17th ranked Cincinnati Bearcats are at the 24th ranked Utah Utes. The Utes a 10.5-point favorite.
So I believe Pryor is out for Cincinnati and Dampier is back for Utah. And I don't trust Cincinnati as a second half team. I think it's close at halftime and Utah pulls away. I've got Utah minus the 11.5.
Connor and I both took Cincinnati to cover.
Okay.
I said Bearcats make it close, maybe even win outright. Sorsby's only thrown 1 pick, and all the Husker fans listening know when he threw that 1 pick.
That is true.
Finally, the big one, number 23 USC in Lincoln to take on the Huskers. 6:30 NBC. Everybody in Nebraska media picking the Trojans. Michael, what say you?
Well, I'm going to go with one of my keys, my number 1 key for the game. And it involves a band you know very well and a song you know very well. And it is Paint It Black. Paint It Black, be loud, disrupt the offense and the cadence and snap count of USC. Get to Maeva because of it. Paint it black. Make it loud. Nebraska wins outright. I have been winning in overtime, double overtime, actually. But anyway, yes, I have Nebraska.
Connor has USC winning 27-21, which is a Nebraska cover.
Yes.
And then before we do that, are you familiar with the hype speech that I give each and every week?
Not since you said that. I read you said that, yeah.
Each week I sort of do a parody on Will Compton's Memorial Stadium hype speeches.
Without the curse words, I'm assuming.
Well, there is one curse word in this, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, okay, here we go.
Let's go.
This week's Will Compton hype speech.
Hollywood, entertainment capital of the world. USC Film School has given us a bunch of famous directors, actors, and actresses. A lot of great movies have been made about Trojans, too. Gladiator. What? Troy. What? Spartacus. What? 300. What? Caligula. Well, that one's a little different. But anyway, they all have the same ending. The Trojan falls on his sword. And then the movie fades to black, which is the perfect ending for Tomorrow in Lincoln. Blackout. Black jerseys. Black end zones. Black end at the 50. 90,000 blackout drunk fans in the stands. We want you rowdy. We need you hype. We need you louder than Will Compton on Twitter in the middle of the night after the head coach calls him begging to contradict a report on his contract extension. Tomorrow night in Lincoln is different. It's not for the blue hairs. Sorry, not sorry. It's not for the guys who do the exact same thing every week. Keep your lucky red shirt in the drawer. We're standing like Lionel Richie, bitch, all night long. Because we got some curses to break. See, those LA condoms got one of those teeny little numbers next to their name, and we don't. So we got to take theirs. And I don't need Pete Damel's permission to break this story, so listen up. Skurs gonna shock the world tomorrow on NBC and make USC ride that peacock back to La La Land. Go find you a white boy to sing a sad jazz song. Nebraska 27, USC 24. And Matt Rhule, or anyone listening on Matt Rhule's behalf, lean in, because I want you to hear this. Don't me, bro, but we'll keep that between us. GBR.
My only goal was to have you laugh one time, and you did. So
I laughed. Yeah. Oh, bitch, not a curse word. But the other one that you beeped was, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
The only line you left out would be if I'm Compton, I see a red door, and I want it painted black. No colors anymore. I want them to turn black. Put that in there. So the Rolling Stones asked you for some money. Yeah. Good job. Excellent. That's good. So that's your pick, right?
That's my pick, 27-24.
Nice. See, we are on the right side of this number. We're on the right side of it. With everything that's happened on the road for this team going back to 2022, everything that's happened when they're playing under 60 degrees, everything that's happened to Maeva when he is on the road, everything that's happened to the run game since they've had the injuries, all of those things together, we're on the right side of this number.
I got to do Big Red Overreaction tomorrow. I have to do this show on Monday with you.
Yeah.
Matt Rhule cannot lose this game.
No.
Or this will be a nightmarish hellscape for me personally, just as somebody who has to listen to fans of Nebraska football talk.
I will say this. At no point this season, this Saturday, will he put on a uniform and help them win this game. Dylan Raiola's got to complete passes over 15 yards. Guys need to catch the ball when it's in their hands and run after the catch. Emmett Johnson's got to run well. The offensive line's got to protect. They've got to be able to deal with the crossing routes. They've got to be able to deal with McKyleman making incredible plays. They've got to be able to chuck that linebacker come off the line of not the linebacker, the tight end come off the line of scrimmage. All of those things. They, as a program, cannot lose this game. They cannot lose this game. Coming up, what's on TV, which I'm excited about because there's really only one thing on TV tonight that needs to be considered. And you better have it number one. You better have it number one.
The
one thing.
World Series. Michael, baseball guy.
That's still going on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I was actually talking about Nebraska volleyball. We come back. What's on TV here on the Connor Happer Show?
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
Email us on the Equitable Bank inbox with whatever is on your mind. The Zone inbox is
Drake on Twitter.
Oh, hi, Drake.
Yeah. Says, I got Nebraska 45-35.
Hello. That would be fun.
That's 80.
That
points.
is 80. Wow. Yeah.
That's 80 points. That would be a memorable game if they won by 10 at home in front of a blackout on an 80-point game. Woo! That would be incredible. So this is what we do, what to watch here at this point?
Yeah. We'll update the poll questions, tell people what to watch.
Okay, so poll question.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you did one, and then the show did several during the crossover as well.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got the one here that says, do you own a black jacket or coat? Because there's a difference in a jacket or coat.
Sure.
This is, as you know, a Saturday that is a jacket on Saturday, not a jacket off Saturday. Remember that. Jacket on, not jacket off. Yes, I do own one, 81.9%. Nope, 9.3%. 1.2% says, nope, I'm buying one. And 7.3% said a blackout is, that just dropped to 6.4. Blackout is dumb.
They've done a good job by fully embracing it.
I believe it's good to do it this way.
Yeah.
It's fun. Let's go, man. It's still supposed to be a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Poll questions at Happer Show during the show today. Does everyone like Barry Odom? 75% of the audience said no.
Really?
Right. Yeah, apparently.
I think I like Barry Odom.
The Chicago accent. 72% said bad.
Oh my God, yes. It's so bad. Especially on a woman. Sorry.
Are you a nectarine guy?
I hope so.
2/3 of the audience said no.
They're not. They'd rather have a peach than a nectarine.
I think just in general.
Oh, okay.
Any fruit. I didn't specify.
I love a good soft fruit.
Is felony a good name for a child?
No.
72% said no.
I hope they did.
Is Sergeant Slaughter guilty of stolen valor?
Says yes.
58% said yes. And finally, is Butterfinger malarkey? 78% of the audience said no.
They like the Butterfinger, huh?
Apparently.
Ugh. No, thanks.
We then turn to what to watch on our televisions tonight.
What to watch on our televisions tonight.
And the whole weekend.
The whole
week. It's a Friday show.
Yes,
The World Series going on tonight, 7:00 on Big Fox. The Toronto Blue Jays lead 3-2. It's a best of 7, Michael.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, so it can end tonight.
It can end tonight.
Oh, wow. Okay. Who's favored to win tonight? You know?
Good question. I don't know.
Is it at Toronto?
It is at Toronto, yes.
So, I don't have any idea. I don't know. Do you know who's pitching? Or
I do. Yamamoto for the Dodgers, Kevin Gausman for the Blue Jays.
You could have honestly made both those names up, and I would not know you were making them.
I was wondering.
Yamamoto?
That's right.
I ate that once at a sushi restaurant. It was delicious.
Yes. If there is a Game 7,
Yes.
it would be tomorrow night.
In Toronto.
In Toronto, yes.
Got it.
First time in Major League history that the season starts and ends outside of America.
I thought you were going to say first time in history that both of the teams have already been de-invited to the White House.
Well, that too.
That I know about.
NFL games you're going to get here locally. Vikings, Lions, noon Sunday on Big Fox. Colts, Steelers, noon CBS. 100% of the country getting Chiefs, Bills at 3:00 on CBS. And then Seahawks, Commanders is Sunday Night Football. College football, there's some tonight. Number 25, Memphis at Rice. 6:00 on ESPN2.
That's not the important one.
North Carolina at Syracuse, 6:30, ESPN.
Not the important one.
Sam Houston.
Hello, baby.
Looking for their first win. Is that right?
That's very true. That's my alma mater, and they're 0-7 currently.
At the Fightin' Marty Corderos of Louisiana Tech.
That's right.
7:00 on CBS Sports Network. Alex Smith, your guest picker for game day tomorrow in Salt Lake City.
Is that right?
That is right.
Oh, that's cool.
NBA tonight, Celtics Sixers at 6 on Amazon Prime.
I believe the Celtics are 4-0.
No.
5-0.
No.
4-0. 4-0. 4-0, and their guards
Is this
have
against
scored.
the spread?
They've scored more in the first 4 games as guards since as far back as history goes in 1970.
Lakers Grizzlies 8:30 on Prime. Mavericks Pistons tomorrow night at 9 on Peacock. The main event for Michael Severe, number 1 Nebraska at number 11 Wisconsin, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
On BTN. Oregon comes to Lincoln Sunday, 1 o'clock. First serve on BTN. Marquette takes on number 12 Creighton tomorrow night at 7 on Nebraska Public Media. And the first 2 Halloween movies are on AMC tonight at 6 and 8 respectively.
That is awesome. I like my favorite Halloween movie to watch is Friday the 13th Part 2. My favorite.
Part 2 with the burlap sack.
Yes, and the ending.
Where they
in the
spoiler alerts for Friday the 13th Part 2.
In the cabin with the cat.
Yes.
Remember the cat? And then that is, I remember being in the theater and jumping as high as I've ever jumped in my life when it wasn't trying to get a vertical. It was wow. That one, didn't see that coming. But yes, that's my favorite Halloween movie to watch on Halloween.
That is what to watch tonight.
That is awesome. Good job by you, Billy. We take a break and then we do a crossover.
That's right.
We say bye.
Yeah, we say goodbye.
I would like to tell everybody thank you for letting me host the Connor Happer Show. It was fun. Thank you for being involved, whether you contributed on the YouTube stream or you called or you did the thing on text and all that. Thank you very much to the hardest working man in 1620 The Zone, Josh Otson. We appreciate that as well. We'll be back. I'll be back actually Monday in this show spot because, again, Connor's doing something, and so I will be here hosting the show for him. You can also catch me with John Bishop, 4 o'clock tomorrow, 1620 Zone, the pregame show at Blur Events and the tailgate party, and then also Sunday morning with Severe Reaction starting at 8 p.m. as we recap Nebraska's huge win over the USC Trojans. Have a great weekend, everybody.